Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, bro?
Hey, it's the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk movies, sports, TV shows, pop culture, and it's funny, mother. With nary signs. I'm like, what? How can this? They have Photoshop. Photoshop exists when this artist rendition was done. How the fuck is this not cooler looking than a sketch that looks like it was done by a hillbilly off the side of the road? What the fuck are we talking? Why is this a thing?
Welcome to the party, pal!
Steph, Onion Mayor Sr.
Yeah, I don't have to look for you.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
And Mike Mercadal.
I'm just glad I like vanilla, boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
That's how winning is done!
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast. We're back. We did it. I'm Mike Mercadal. With me as always is...
We're back.
With me as
I'm doing
always...
it on purpose now. I'm doing it on purpose. It's
Yeah,
Neri. I'm Neri Science. I'm Neri
Science. And with us as a special guest, you're not even like a guest. You're like not even friend of the pod. You're family of the pod. Mike Valdez. Thank you, Mike, for being here with us today.
That's right, Mike. I'm here at the Olympics.
All of that happened pre-roll, and we're dealing with all of the fact that we can do this. Guys, it's amazing. Technology is amazing and will never harm us in any way.
No.
Welcome to the show, What's Up Bro podcast, back after a hiatus of substantial length, and we're gonna. What better way to
sabbatical? We were on a sabbatical. We were on sabbatical.
That's right. We were having a gap year, going off into Europe with a backpack. But what better way to come back than with our top 10 movies of 2025? We do this every year around this time because of the Oscars. We talk about. Neri, what was the qualifier? So we do our top 10 movies of last year. We're going to do a countdown, like similar if you're a friend of the show, familiar with how all of the Geek Bro podcasts, which you can go back and into the archives and watch episodes of Mount Geekmore. We're going to do a countdown, 10 to 1. We each give our picks. And then if something somebody says is higher on somebody's list, we table, right? We table and then we'll wait till we get it.
We leave it on the table to talk about it. Yeah. So if my number 10 is Ice Cube's War of the World, and somebody else has that at number 1, when I say 10, then we table it and then we wait to talk about Ice Cube's War of the World into somebody has it higher.
Spoiler alert, that is not going to happen. Good Lord. Mike, let's ask. Good to see you, man. I miss everybody here. I wish we were across the table from each other and we could like hang out. But Mike, with your top 10, what was let's talk about how did you build your list and what were your personal qualifiers for getting to your top 10 list?
Well, truthfully, I'm a Letterboxd user. That's my favorite social media. And like whenever I decided last year, that when I wanted to watch a movie and I watched anything, whether it was old, new, whatever, I would just log it and just put whatever it was that I saw and how I felt about it and then put it all on a list. And then from there, whatever came out in 2025 that I liked, I put on this list and then I qualified, okay, well, I like this one more because of whatever reason. I really don't know. I guess it's just
because Ice Cube was really gripping.
Yeah, exactly. Rewatchability, like things like that. So
it was a vibe check for you. You would vibe out.
It was a vibe, and there are a couple movies here that, because the truth is, and I'm sure we'll talk a lot about the Academy Awards as we go about this, but like the Academy Awards really love picking movies that you can only watch once. And
Yeah.
the thing is that I like watching movies that you can watch a lot, and so rewatchability is more of a classic, kind of thing, just to go back to something that Neri was talking about on his Instagram a couple of days ago. Like an instant classic is something that you want to rewatch all the time, and then before you know it, 100 years later, everyone wants to rewatch it too. So that's what
Instant
makes it a
classic.
classic.
What a good word. Yeah. Neri, what was your qualifiers? How did you build your list? What did you go? What mental journey? Take us on the journey with you as you built your top 10 of 2025.
So what I've been doing the last few years, X amount of years, is every time I watch a movie, if I think, man, that movie is really good, it's a top 10 worthy movie, I will start writing it down. So I have a notepad. I have in the notepad app, I just start writing as I watch the movie, like this is a good one. And there are movies you watch, you go, this won't make my top 10. So I don't even bother. But I just start building that list. And this year it ended up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I ended up having 15 movies on the list so then I had to make the decision just today, okay, which one of these? And you kind of already start playing that game. Like while like during the year, November comes around, you have 9 movies on that list. You start watching another movie, you're like, okay, well, this is gonna boot this movie out. Which is gonna be the first one to go off the list. So I basically go throughout the year. I do it live, basically, where I'm like, as I'm watching a movie, I'm going, this is gonna be a top 10 movie.
Okay, we'll do it live. Yeah. Do you? So
Fuck it, we'll
you
do it
go
live.
in with the intent of ranking. You go in with the intent of qualifying movies, and you go through the process, not just rating them, but rating them
not
against each
ranking
other.
specifically, not ranking, but definitely whether or not they're worthy of a top 10. Now, whether or not I don't like, so in September, I'm not thinking this is number 5. I'm not watching it. So I'm not watching a movie thinking this is number 5 or 4 or whatever. I go, but this is worthy of a top 10 nomination. And so I
That's
start
like your
putting
version
them,
of
I
like,
start
oh,
adding
this
them
is
to
good.
the list of top 10 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really good. Oh, this is great. I had a great time in this movie, and it could be as early as I wonder which one of these movies was the first movie to come out of my list. But there are times where I remember watching a movie like in February, be like, this is the best movie of the year. I'll make that joke. This is the best movie of the year, and it'll already be on the top. It may be the only movie on that list for 3 months, 4 months, but then the movies start coming in. But I definitely don't start doing this. This is better than that one. I just go, this is worthy of being on the list.
I'll tell you what I do
and then when at the end, when we start recording, I start going chop, 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 chop.
What I'll say is you should turn your phone landscape. And also what I do is like what you said, that my favorite thing of what you said was, did I have a good time watching this movie? Right? Because I don't care about So the way I built my list was so the opposite of what you did. I had no idea of what I watched. I have zero list. I went on Wikipedia and I went to the movies that came out in the US in 2025, and I was like, oh yeah, I saw that one. Oh yeah, I saw that one. Oh yeah, I saw. But what it does is it kind of, I feel
the arbiter of a good movie, memorability.
But I'll tell you this: it's kind of a bridge between the two of you, because as I was going through it, I was like, oh yeah, that was good, And some of them, of course, I remember seeing, and those are the ones that are higher on the list. Those are the ones like, yeah, of course, this is going on there. Of course, this is going on there. But to refresh, because I will say this, there are a lot of movies. My ranking will never include I think it goes without saying, even though the Oscars haven't been doing this forever, you have to watch the movies for you to be able to vote on whether or not they go on your right. Like, how the hell this is our personal top 10s, our disclaimers. So of course it had to be a movie I've seen, and it had to be something that I remember, and it had to be whether it's good or bad. Years ago, Neri and I had that experience where we were like, oh, this was fine. Like, this is good. Like people review stuff, like it was all hype. We're like, we should just, I don't know what's good or bad. I just know what I like and I don't like. You know what I mean? I know what I had a good time watching. And so I went through the list, and there's going to be honorable mentions, but I will say there's a lot of movies I watched this year that I DNF'd because you're watching a lot more movies at home. That's the testament of a movie that if it's bad, you don't have to finish watching it. Like back in the day when you watch in a theater, you would have to walk out of a movie. Now you could just stop it. So there's a bunch of movies that I saw last year that I am now dubbing what I call wife watch. Wife watches are movies that my wife is watching and I'm on my phone. And some of the wife watch movies made the top 10 list, got close, because suddenly I'm like, oh, what's going on over here? I'm like on my phone. I'm like, this wife watch is interesting. So there's a lot of wife watch movies that ended up somewhere in my
They're gay, but they're hockey players. I get it.
Yes.
Show me more hockey.
Show me. No, I watched Heated Rivalry for the hockey. Nice. I watched Brokeback Mountain for the Vistic Cinema, the Cinema Vistas, the cinematic life. That's why I watched Brokeback Mountain.
Sure.
But I watch Queer as Folk for the music.
Sure.
I watch Glee for the music.
But basically that.
I watch Wicked for the toy tie-in.
All that stuff is inside baseball. What do you say, we get started with our number 10s? Let's go around the horn. Mike Valdez, let's do this. Number 10, bring it off.
Okay, so number 10. I'm actually just gonna pull an audible because I have been fighting whether I wanted this to be my number 10 or this other movie to be my number 10, and I think it just won at this moment, and I'm gonna go with Begonia. Did you guys see Begonia?
I have not seen it. It is on my to watch.
I did not. It is, it's on my list of movies that likes the smell of its own farts that I want to watch.
Yes. So it is a movie. It is a movie that likes the smell of its own farts. And let me tell you, that fart is weird and foreign as fuck. And it is crazy. But the acting is outrageous. Like the acting is phenomenal. Emma Stone is just outrageous. Jesse Plemons. This might be my favorite thing I've ever seen Jesse Plemons in. And
really?
Yeah, like he's intense in this movie. I don't want to give too much away about it, even though if I did, it would sound like I was describing an Apple TV show where it's like, yeah, man, that sounds nice, but that probably doesn't exist, right? And like, it's just like believe it or not, what got me into wanting to watch it was that Stavros Halkias was in it, and I really like Stavi a lot.
Yeah.
And his first part is like funny, and then the second part you're like, oh man, this guy's like not a good guy. And then like
I heard that he's one of those guys where like a testament to that comedians can make better dramatic actors.
Oh my God,
dramatic actors can be comedians.
100%. Yeah, he's so intensely good. It's a very small cast. There's 4 people in the movie entirely. It's a really small cast and it's just really well done. But it is also just weird and I kind of just wanted to pick a weird one, you know.
Nice.
So that's
start the list off weird. Start the list off weird.
Well, funny enough, like even the Oscars agreed that like the pretty much middle of the line movies this year, at least for me, were Best Picture nominations. You know, so there of course there's some weird ones, but there are some ones where it's like, oh, like that's actually, a blockbuster in a weird way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Well, so with that said, our lists are not necessarily reflective of the box office. They're not, again, it's intensive. Neri, what about you? What was your number 10 of your top 10 list?
So my number 10, I went in to watch this movie completely almost as a joke, almost like, oh, let's see how bad this is. Like I legit only because of a couple things. One, the time frame of when it was released, right? Everybody knows that there's certain time frames, January, February, a movie's released. The studio has no faith in it. And then because of the unlikely star of the movie, in that it's Rami Malek, and he's starring in an action movie, and you're like, this is gonna be trash. Let's go watch
Bro.
it. I want to watch it, and I watched it, and my number 10 is The Amateur with Rami Malek and Lawrence Fishburne.
It was on my honorable mention because of how much better it was than I expected.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It's definitely an honorable mention
You go in
for me
there
too.
thinking this is going to be an Amazon Prime movie, and
100%.
you watch it and you go, "What? This is actually really fucking good. It's actually really good." So
then you see an Amazon
legit.
Prime movie with Ice Cube, and you're like, "Oh, that's what they are." So-
right. but in all fairness, that movie, Rami Malek, like again, these are all great. Rami Malek's a great actor, you know, like he's delivering.
100%.
But there's been so much content on streaming platforms that just get cranked out where like great actors, like my honorable mentions, and every wife watch has great actors in it, just cranking out performances that you're like, whatever. But you forget that every once in a while they'll drop a banger, you know, like, and this was one of those that was like, oh shit, this is a surprise.
Mhm.
I would have seen it in the movies
Yeah, it was
in
really
the early
surprising.
2000s.
Yeah, it was really surprising. And here's the thing: it's a thriller, right? And it's like, oh, look how smart I am, and look how smart I can kill these people that killed my wife type of deal. It's a revenge plot, right? And it's a remake, so it's not even a spoiler. But the fact that at the end of the movie, you think it's going, even with all the twists and turns, you think as an audience member, I know where this is going, and you don't fucking know where it's going. I was really, really pleasantly surprised. I'm like, oh, this is actually really good. Not just the acting, which you kind of expect, but the writing and the plot. Like, oh, this. I did not expect this. This was like, all right, good. This is a pleasant surprise. It was good.
100% agree. That was an honorable mention for me. That was. I've decided that since I watch a lot of movies with my wife, we end up like going in blind. Like we just want to, don't read the description, don't anything. And that one was one that I saw like that. Oh, okay. I remember seeing a preview of this maybe. And I was like, let's watch it. We got time to kill. And it was the whole, like, if it holds your attention against the power of the phone, it's worthy of being on my list because it's that, like, that was a qualifier. But great pick. I love that pick. My number 10, I'm going to start with a comedy, but I was torn because the movie is Fackham Hall. Do you know what this is? Does anybody know what this movie is?
No.
Never heard of it. It sounds like a medicine that you have to take for something.
It is literally if Naked Gun was about Downton Abbey and Bridgerton, or what Downton Abbey.
Oh, that's
it
good.
is written, okay. And I think it was written by Jimmy Carr, the comedian.
Love Jimmy
British
Carr.
Comedian Jimmy Carr. It was.
Jimmy's funny.
I'll be honest with you. Last year, I did watch Naked Gun. Naked Gun remake or reboot or whatever you want to call it came out. The sequel, the new Naked Gun movie came out, and I loved it. I thought it was fun. Yeah. This was better at being Naked Gun than Naked Gun was, and it was so ridiculous. It's like a murder mystery drama plot set in because Fackham Hall is fuck 'em all. You know what I mean? Like, and it's all about how these rich people and all this stuff. It is.
Wait, explain that to me again.
It is.
I know.
Yeah, it is literally. It was better at being Naked Gun than Naked Gun. And
that's awesome.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's not a lot of comedies coming out that are on.
I know.
I felt the need to put a comedy on there, and Naked Gun got beat out by this. That was like a better Naked Gun to me. It was so funny, and my wife loves those Downton Abbey shows, so we had to watch. So it's like it was so good, so well done. It was tone perfect. Visually, if you didn't know it was a comedy, if you weren't like listening to the thing, it looked perfect. It was so good. And going in blind, it was like I was laughing my ass off. It was so good. I loved it. So yeah, Fackham Hall. I think it's on Amazon Prime still, but it was bonkers, like fun watch. Really, really good.
Yeah. I'll just go right into my next pick because my next pick was The Naked Gun. And the reason why I picked it was because it was the only good comedy I saw this year. And like had I seen Fackham Hall, like I probably would have liked that more. I didn't know it existed, but yeah, I mean, The Naked Gun was fun, especially because it was big budget and like Paramount is putting millions of dollars back into comedies again, and Akiva Schaffer is directing, and they got an actual action star to star in it, and he's actually funny, which is weird. And like, Pam Anderson is in it and she's actually funny, which is weird. And like it worked in a lot of ways. I mean, granted, it isn't a perfect comedy. It definitely isn't my favorite of the Lonely Island type of movies that they've done. But man, am I glad that they gave it to those guys to do rather than someone else, because like I just like that movies like that are being made, and I think that we need to, especially as comedians, and I know that I'm preaching the choir here with all three of us here, but like we need to see movies like this in the theater. Like we need to tell we need to tell Hollywood that we want movies like this to exist. So like it's just like, yeah, like nothing is better than watching a comedy like that. Like, dude, I mean, I rarely get excited for a comedy, but when I saw the trailer for the new Scary Movie, I was like, dude, I can't wait to see that in the theater full of people, because like it's just a communal experience where it's just like it's a great experience where like you're laughing at the same stupid jokes, and after a while like you get fatigue from it because these movies are joke machines. Like even if it's not making you laugh every 30 seconds, an attempt is every 30
Something's
seconds.
happening. Yeah. There's been a lot of good like comedies that are like mid-range comedies, like mid-budget, whatever. And even some high budget stuff like that deserve more attention, but because of the way that the media landscape is now, where it's like just crowded with content as opposed to this comedy gets lost in the shuffle. Like the Rescue Rangers movie was really, really good. Like it was such a good commentary. Good. Yeah, like it deserved more, right? Like I feel like if that had come out without it being like this bombarding of capitalist propaganda, streaming, watch our streaming platform, sell us your data kind of thing, that if those movies didn't have the streaming to bank on, those movies would be in theaters for a long time because people would want to go back and catch all the jokes. Oh, I gotta watch it. Oh my God, that was so funny. I'm gonna bring my friend. I saw The Naked Gun in a theater, and it wasn't even that full. It was like half empty. I was in Detroit working at the time, and I was just randomly like, I'm going to go watch this movie. And even just a few people there laughing in the theater, it matters, man. It matters. Yeah. I feel like Nicole Kidman, oh
yeah. The last movie that I remember, funny that you say that, Mike, because like the last movie that I remember where it was like, God, this movie's so funny. I have to bring my friend to watch this and like all this stuff was like, cause I had done that with like Superbad. I had done that with Bridesmaids. I think the last one I think I've ever done this with was a movie called 21 Jump Street. Have you guys seen that movie?
Yeah, of course.
I think I saw the movie 4 times in the theater because I wanted so many people to watch it. Like,
have you heard about this movie that was a big hit?
The one that made a sequel to? The one that made a sequel to that was also hilarious? Have you guys heard about this? You seen this? You seen this? What?
You seen this? You haven't heard about this?
Yeah. My name is Jeff. But yeah, that's great. So your number 9 is The Naked Gun. And comedies gotta survive. They'll always be a comedy. It's just a matter of the platform.
Laughing feels good in a place like this.
Laughing feels good in a place like this. What up, Neri? What was your number 9?
My number 9 is kind of a comedy, but kind of not. It gets deeper. It's a comedy on the surface, and there are very funny moments. It stars very funny people doing very funny things. But it gets deeper on a deeper level. And my number 9 is Good Fortune by Aziz Ansari and Keanu Reeves.
This
And
was a DNF for me. I could not finish watching this movie.
I loved that movie so much because it starts off as one thing. It starts off as a like body switch thing, which it very much is. It's very much a body swapping movie, but it goes deeper than that because of the at the end it comes down to a what do you want from your life? What do you want from like what do you want to get from it? So it doesn't become just a body swapping thing and what did you learn about the other life? It becomes like, hey, what do you want to like what do you prioritize? So now you have all the money in the world, but nobody remembers you. Your dad doesn't remember you, your family doesn't remember you. So is that important to you? What's more important? And it becomes this whole thing.
Is this one of those movies like Click that it starts off and it was promoted as a comedy, and then all of a sudden at the end you're like,
yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. I definitely got the feels. Click is absolutely more so of a gut wrenching, heart wrenching, cry worthy. So I'm not gonna say I cried during Good Fortune, but there was some things where it's like, hey man, I appreciate the fact that it made me ask myself while I'm watching a film, what's important to me, right? Because in this and especially in our capitalistic society, in our always chasing the dollar, always chasing like I gotta make money. Like it is nice to watch a movie to make you think like, what do you want the money for? Is what are the priorities in your life, man? What are you looking to get out of life? And I think that's fucking. And again, it wasn't just for one person. It wasn't just like the poor guy asking himself that question or the rich guy asking himself that question. There was an actual fucking angel asking himself that question, which I thought was very impressive. The writing was. I was clapping for Aziz Ansari, who wrote the movie and directed it, and I thought this was fucking well done, man. So I like Good Fortune.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I saw a video where someone was like, "If I gave you $10 million right now, would you take it?" And you're like, "Yeah, of course." If I gave you $10 million right now, but you don't wake up tomorrow, would you take it? It's like, no, of course not. Yeah, because waking up tomorrow is more important than $10 million.
Yeah,
and I was like, mother. God, what the? I was like, hey, wait a minute. Life has value?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
That's kind of what Good Fortune did to me. Like, again, it started off as one movie, kind of morphed into this other thing. Like, and it wasn't the way it was done. It wasn't done with some crazy tonal change. It was just gradual throughout the movie where it became something else than just some. So I'll
give it another shot. It's good enough to make your list. My number 9 was Rental Family. Did anybody watch Rental Friend? The Brendan Fraser.
I bought it, and 3 days later, it became available for free to watch on some of the digital platforms. I'm like, you son of a bitch!
And then out of spite, you're like, no, yeah. It was great. I mean, look, I'm a sucker for Brendan Fraser, and I'm a sucker for something that kind of like breaks apart a culture different than mine. So seeing the Japanese culture about the concept of like performative emotional connections, like it's all about an American actor who goes to Japan, and he's working as an actor in Japan. And then he gets hired to play the role for people to basically pretend to play different roles in their social lives.
He's like an Uber actor. It's like an Uber actor. Like it's
like I need somebody. There is a real thing in Japan where like young people will be will go and pretend to not pretend. They visit the elderly and then they allow themselves to be, like their family and all that stuff. So it was based on. I guess it's based loosely on a real thing, but. It was great. The performances from the Japanese cast. There's this older gentleman that is so good that it's like I love seeing. Look, foreign films, like people get like always talk about like I think people who don't like subtitles in their movies don't read good, and they're like I can't.
Not all of us do, Mike. Not all of us do.
Functionally illiterate folks. No, but the idea of like. Hearing these like the back and forth, I loved how like true to the like I hate when this happens a lot in sci-fi movies where everything resorts to like British accents. I would rather hear you just use your language. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so seeing these people emote in Japanese and emote and stuff, contrasted by Brendan Fraser, who's a great actor, playing an actor who is not so great, but then emotionally connects. It was really, really good, really touching. One that I knew the concept. I saw the trailer and went in blind, and I was like, let's just watch this. And I was like, rapt attention the whole time because of how it develops. It was great. It was really, really nice story, really good, really fun.
So not to be that guy, right? But I'm asking for clarification. When you say going blind, but you saw the trailer, is that really the same thing as going in blind? Again, I'm just asking for clarification because I thought going blind is I don't know anything about this movie.
Exactly.
I just heard the name and I saw the movie. But if you watch the trailer, isn't that kind of like, or is it the trailer was so misleading that you basically went in blind?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I'll say this: going in totally blind would be not like seeing it pop up on one of these suggested things. And I've done that for stuff. Like we've done that when we're sitting here, we're like, oh, what's this? You know? But I guess in this case, it's not going in blind. It's like what I've resorted to now for like Marvel movies where it's like, I know it's coming. I saw a thing and I see like the first chunk of the trailer on social media and I'll write down the name of the movie and I'll be like, oh, I'm in. And then I won't watch anything else about it. And I saw him basically, what made me really watch it was I saw him in a press junket for something else. And he mentioned it, and he was like, you know how Brendan Fraser loves he's like this feel-good guy. But he was talking about it. He was like, oh, man, he said something about it, and I was like, oh, that's intriguing enough for me to, like, I'm in. You don't have to show me anything else.
Sure.
Like, I'm on the hook. Don't pull too hard. You know, that kind of thing. So maybe not blind, but I was like, you know how like you go in and you've seen like a million clips. Like I've watched all of Moneyball in random clips on TikTok. You know what I'm talking about? Like they just show every scene in the movie as random clips. It feels like everything on TikTok right now. When you come across movie clips, it feels like Memento, where you're just watching shit out of order. Like it's just whatever. But this was one of those where I was like, I'm in. You don't have to tell me anything else. And then when I watched it, it delivered. So
it's funny that you say that, Mike, because I literally have a list on my Letterboxd of movies that I have never seen but feel like I have because of TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah. Moneyball is all over that.
All right. So
speaking of number 8, going down the list, what is your number 8, Mike Valdez?
I went with it's a little bit smaller of a horror comedy called Companion. I don't know if you guys
honorable mention. I love that movie. Beep Boop Go to Sleep. I love that movie.
This movie rules, man. Like it was a really good movie. It came out during I think it came out around Valentine's Day.
It was beginning of the year. Yeah.
Beginning of the year around Valentine's Day. That was I think that was the only real I guess my version of going in blind was seeing the teaser, which was like Jack Quaid. And he's there having dinner, and he's across the girl from Heretic, and then her arm is on fire, and you're just like, what the heck? And then it just says Companion, and you're like, I need to see this. Like, I don't want to know anything else. I just need to see this. And
a lot of horror movies.
Yeah,
are keeping it alive, man. A lot of people like independent film has become horror, which is kind of what it always was in the 70s.
Yeah,
like amazing stuff.
I have a couple more on my list that are just like I saw the teaser that is barely anything, and I was just like, I don't want to know anything. I just needed to know Jack Quaid, the girl from Heretic, and everything else is I will figure it out. And I don't want to give too much away, I guess, but like at the same time, like, you know, that's kind of the point of these. It's essentially Jack Quaid. I don't know if he buys. I'm assuming he buys what is a robot girlfriend, and who is played by this girl from Heretic, and she's phenomenal. In fact, the fact that you remember, you have to keep reminding yourself that she's a robot and not a person is kind of insane. because she's playing both so well. Because you're like,
I-
oh, that is something a person would say, but also something an AI thing would say. Like, it's
well,
just,
to be
it's
fair, he doesn't buy her; he subscribes to her.
correct. Yes, yes.
Because
Well,
there is
I just meant, like,
limitations.
yeah, I just meant like I didn't know if it was his choice or if, like, I forget, because it's been since the beginning of the year since I saw it. But
It's great. I would go back and watch it again. There's a lot. I just recently went back and I clicked around and I was like just watching the different part. Like, oh man, because
Yeah.
it's a horror movie, suspense thriller. So there's a lot. It would be like, it wouldn't be a spoiler to say there's twists and turns,
right.
but it's worthy of. It came out. What's the shelf life on spoiler alerts on these shows? You're watching a top 10 movie show. Hopefully you've seen it.
I would say by now, if you haven't seen it, I should just be able to tell you whatever. But I just out of courtesy, I will say this though. If you're still on the fence about it and you just want one little thing about it, her character just finds out that she can have free will.
Yeah.
And that is the thing where you're like, oh shit, that's crazy. Like,
it was great, man. It really was
such a good
so
movie.
solid.
It is way better if you know nothing about it. And
Yeah,
Jack Quaid is Jack Quaiding the shit out of that movie. It's so good. Like, and there's so many like I've never not liked the Jack Quaid performance. And
solid number 8, man. The Companion, it was on one of my honorable mentions, and super solid choice. Great watch. Neri, what was your number 8?
My number 8 is a movie that I never heard anybody else talk about. I don't know if it came out in theaters. I don't know. I bought it because of the star of the movie, and I'm going to use that term very loosely, but I bought it because of the star of the movie, and it was on Apple for like, I don't know, like $8 or $10, some crazy number like that. It wasn't like a 1999 movie, and so I went and bought it, and it's Code 3. It's a Rainn Wilson movie, and he stars as a paramedic.
He's a
He stars as a
paramedic. You
paramedic.
recommended this to me.
It was so fucking great. Like, it was, again, another one of these, like, it starts off with a comedy. It kind of is a comedy, but they touch on such real shit, and it's basically 24 hours in a day of, right? It's basically, I mean, the beginning of the movie, some time passes, but the bulk of the movie is at 24 hours in a day of a paramedic. And it's so good. It's so impressive. It literally changed my perspective of paramedics in general, of the profession in general, which I already held at a high esteem. It wasn't like I thought these piece of shit paramedics. It wasn't like I thought that, and then I watched the movie where I was like, man, maybe the guy from The Office was right. I never thought that, but my appreciation for them went so much deeper because you don't know. Like, I not being in the medical field, did not know all the extremes, all the different cases they see on a day in and day out basis, and it's fucking wild. He breaks the fourth wall. Rainn Wilson breaks the fourth wall a few times. Yeah, talking to the audience, gives what seems like true factual statistics. I say that because it sounds like it's true, like they make it seem like it's true. But being an American, I do no research, so I didn't verify. So, but it was really impressive, man. I like that movie a lot. Again, kind of a comedy, but not. It's very impressive. I actually met 2 paramedics after a show. That afterwards, recently, after watching that movie, maybe like a month ago, I watched that movie like maybe 3 or 4 months ago. But about a month ago after a show, I met some paramedics, and it was two ladies after a show, and I said, "Oh, what do you guys do?" And they're like, "Oh, we're paramedics." They go, "Dude, I just saw a movie about paramedics," and they said Code 3, and I said, "Yeah, holy shit!" I was like, "Wow," and they're like, "Yeah," and I was like, "So is that like accurate?" They're like, "It's very accurate. It's
like too accurate."
Close. They literally said, and they weren't even smiling. They weren't even like, "Oh yeah, we love it too."
Funny.
They were not acknowledging that whether they did it. I got no sense whether they liked or disliked the movie. But what I said was, is that movie accurate? And she goes, "That's as accurate as you're gonna get without being a documentary." And I was like,
I
"Oh,
would love to
shit."
be a fly on the wall at a hospital to see how many people get asked if they've seen The Pit yet. Like it's just
yeah, it would happen a lot.
Yeah.
Trust me,
Yeah.
trust me, it happens a
Yeah.
lot.
Is it accurate? Yeah, it's so accurate. I'd rather be at work. That's how accurate it is.
I love that. That's like my secret side quest gig right now is to get on the pit. Like I'm
That would be
like, put me in,
perfect,
coach.
actually.
Put me in.
Apparently,
Get
I've never
immediately.
watched. I have
You
yet.
kill
I have
that.
yet to watch an episode of The Pit. But my friend Missy watches that show religiously. She's been bragging about it since it came out, and she texted me yesterday or the day before. She goes, "Well, I just saw a hairy asshole on The Pit," and I thought she was talking about a person, and meaning like a hairy guy, but she means no. She literally saw a hairy asshole, and I was like, "Oh, I don't." And then, so I just now that Mike is like, that's my side quest is to get on the pit. I'm like, can you imagine the audition for that?
The
Can you
hairy
imagine
asshole?
like we need to see your hairy asshole.
We need
to see
a
your
lot of
hairy
those
asshole.
I will say this: a lot of those prosthetics are amazing. They're super accurate.
yeah.
Like a lot of the good blooding. I'm just speaking from personal experience. Like it's pretty close. And a lot of the basically the pit. I watched the pit like people like high school football players watch the NFL. Like, oh, they're going to run a screen right now. And then like nailed it. You know, I'm watching the pit, like I'm like, oh, that's that's torsion on the ultrasound. That's torsion. And then they're like, yeah, it's intermittent torsion. I'm like, oh yes, bro, I still got it. I still got it.
Coach.
Put me in, coach.
By the way, going back to something going back to Code 3, I did want to say, and I know I'm preaching the choir here again, but just to any listeners, any viewers of this podcast that just have seen Rainn Wilson on The Office, I need you to realize this guy is such a better actor than you realize. This guy is so really good as an actor.
Yeah,
like
he's so
just
super is great.
Yeah, he's a really good actor. I don't think anybody ever doubts that he's a good actor, but he's more than just a comedic actor. If that's what I think that's what he's trying to say.
I just
because
mean
he's great.
You're more than he's more than Dwight is what I mean. Like he's more than Dwight, and so much so, Neri actually sent me a clip from his podcast Soul Boom that I had not seen of him and Bryan Cranston acting beside each other, and it was, I mean, Bryan Cranston was only a little bit better than him. Like, I mean, it's like
they're good. He's an actor, man. They're all solid. That's a great pick. That super solid number 8, right? We're at 8.
3. Yeah,
Code 3, super solid number 8. Is somebody writing these down?
I'm right. I wrote mine down. I haven't written down everybody else's.
I have mine written down as well.
I have mine written down as well.
I also will say we're 45 minutes in roughly, and we're at number 8. So here's what the structure I'm going to offer up. We each get a minute to rant about our movie, how much we love it, and then we go into talk so we don't drag it out.
Sure.
Yeah. So we could, because you know what, we could talk about. Look, the three of us, we're talkers, and there's absolutely no doubt that we can make this thing last 5 hours. My number 8, and I feel like I put it on here because it was better than expected. I had low expectations, and I ended up really enjoying it. I'm going to say Thunderbolts. Marvel's Thunderbolts asterisk.
Honorable mention. Mention. Yeah.
Everybody, you know, I'm a big Marvel MCU fan. Go listen to Mike Contextualizes the Universe. I had a whole podcast about it. The whole MCU has been like kind of, because of the money grab that streaming was and all of the rushing of content and everything, has really kind of diminished in quality, in my opinion. Like, I'm not having as much fun in these things. Fantastic Four, not on the list, not even honorable mention. Captain America, Brave New World, not even honorable mention, not on the list.
That should be an honorable dismention. A dishonorable mention.
It's been a rough couple of years for the Marvel camp, but Thunderbolts felt very real, and I try not to hornify my respect for people, because that's what the internet is now. The second you have a slight bit of admiration for somebody, everybody wants to fuck them, and I'm just like, Florence Pugh is amazing. Florence Pugh is so charismatic. What a performer. I saw a movie, it didn't come out last year, but where she plays a chef who's with I forget the name of the movie. She did that movie with Morgan Freeman where she's an alcoholic. She is an elite level talent.
Oppenheimer,
Florence
man.
Pugh.
She's an
Oppenheimer, yeah, she's great. She's not the star, but she is a leading woman. She has she's such a good performer, and in this movie, as Yelena might be my favorite character of like the post Endgame Marvel. That character,
I don't even think that's close. I don't even think that's close. Yelena's
she's
great.
so
Man.
good. She's one of my favorites. It's so good, and to the point where this movie, where it really breaks down like the reality of her life and the this kind of like all these like ancillary characters, like the anti-Avengers, the un-Avengers being brought together. Everybody's like talking about the corporate corrupt political system, all of the money stuff. Like everything that it touched on, I really enjoyed. I don't know if I enjoyed it so much because my bar of expectation was on the floor, that it genuinely was like, this was wow, good job, like wow, I really enjoyed it so much so that it's my number 8.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. All right. Number 7.
Number 7, Mike Valdez.
My number 7. I wanted to go with an animated movie, and I wanted to go with something that blew my socks off. I didn't think it was going to be great at all, and then I watched it, and boy, oh boy, did I eat my words. K-pop Demon Hunters. That movie is so good. It's better than it needs to be. It's better than
60 seconds. Sorry.
No, it's better than it needs to be. Super fun. The music is outstanding. I have no doubt that it's probably going to win an Oscar this year. And that's it. That's all I have to say.
I haven't seen it yet, which is surprising because I have 3 young children. But I have not seen it yet. But I want to see it.
They're gonna love it.
Looks good.
They
absolutely love it. No, my kids absolutely love it. They have the PJs, they have the whole thing, they have merchandising. I'm saying it's surprising that I haven't seen it because I have 3 young children. I should have already seen it by now, but they just went ahead and saw it without me. So there you go.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I want to feel betrayed.
I'm all right with it. All right. So my number 7, my number 7 might be on par with the best acting on my list, just as a sheer acting movie where it's just the quality of acting from everybody involved is unfucking real. My number 7 is Black Bag.
Honorable mention.
Michael Fassbender and Kate Blanchett, and
So
it's such a good movie. It's a real spy movie, meaning that yes, you'll have 1 or 2 explosions, but realistic. But throughout 98% of the movie, it's just about a whodunit and it's a real spy. It's an actual spy thriller about who done it and why, and there's twists and turns, but the acting is just chef's kiss on like top level, where you go, wow, everybody's like, I would feel so intimidated being on a set of that movie. I would be like this, like nobody sucks, nobody's even just regular good. Everybody's just fucking amazing. Everybody's just amazing. We're not gonna have one regular ass person. We're not gonna have one just okay actor. Okay, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Like that's great.
Kate Blanchett, yeah, what a super solid, yeah, great, amazing. Like it was also Steven Soderbergh, right?
Yes.
Is that so? It had like that style of everything felt like everything was sliding into everything else, and then at the end, all the pieces just go click. I was like, this is good. Like, and also it's one of those movies where like, if you're watching it with somebody else, like when I do this to my wife all the time, we pause it and you're like, man, these people are acting. These people are acting. And I was like, this is like, it's so fucking good. Acting. Like these people are acting. That's like, there's no other way to say it, because it's not like, oh, these people are great, obviously. But they're like, this is a clinic on fucking, it was great.
It's literally like it's what it could be one of those things where you just press play, like, oh, how do you act in it? Like, this is how you act, mother. Like, that's so impressive to me. And again, it's a Steven Soderbergh movie, and Steven Soderbergh movies tend to be very slow in the beginning. But again, just like what Mike said, they slide everything in. Everything is very pivotal, but you just don't know it's pivotal until the end, and you go, oh yeah, that did make sense. Everything
lands really well. It's like a movie can be ruined at the end where you're like, okay, bring it home, and then if they don't bring it home right,
Yeah. Yes.
solid. My number 7. That's a great pick, man. Good one. My number 7 is one that made me super nostalgic, for oddly so, but it was along with Wonder Man, has redirected my life a little bit, and that was Is This Thing On? Did anybody watch Is This Thing On? The one with Will Arnett where he stumbles into an open mic while he's getting a divorce.
I didn't.
And it's all about, hey, I felt feelings about my old life in New York. Like I remember, so I saw, honestly, what made me interested is I saw a lot of familiar faces. I saw a lot of people in that movie that I had been at open mics with. I saw a lot of like, it felt very genuine. It felt pretty like, I was like, yeah, there's no open mic at the Comedy Cellar that you can just go down or whatever. But it was a movie about stand-up comedy. It was a movie about relationships, this guy's marriage, based on a semi-true story about a British guy who was going through divorce. He just wanted to get drunk, and they had an open mic, and he just got up. And that was the start of his career. So I was watching Is This Thing On? And I was just like, oh, man, it made me, I immediately thought of jokes that I was writing. Like, it changed my brain a little bit while I was watching it. It's like when someone in a movie is petrified and the rocks start breaking off as they're like, oh yeah, that's right, like a psoriasis medication commercial. It was, I felt like, oh fuck, I remember all of this. I remember all of it, not the divorce part, but it was just like a really good, solid movie of like, I was engaged from front to back. It was awesome.
That's good.
There was a movie, not to take up too much time, but there was a movie about stand-up that reminded me of, that your description reminded me of, and it was a movie with Billy Crystal, but he wasn't a star, and the star of it was,
Robert
what's
De
his
Niro?
name? No, the movie, it was, what's his name? The young guy that does the voice of Huey or Dewey.
Oh, Ben Schwartz. Yeah,
Ben
I know
Schwartz.
exactly what you're talking about. That's a great movie.
So it's a great movie. It's about stand up, and it's the whole thing. And then he meets Billy Crystal, not as Billy Crystal. He meets his dentist, and Billy Crystal becomes his dentist, and it's a whole thing. And it's a really good movie. It's about, but it centers around stand up, and everything else falls into place. But
it's hard. A lot of stand up movies are kind of not about stand up. So it's one of those where like if you like it was totally believable that Is This Thing On had the DNA of truth in it. So yeah, granted the guy was already like, he had money, he wasn't a struggling comedian, but it was like, oh, there's something here that
The story
felt
is
very real.
The story to me personally is a bit upsetting because he's like, I don't need the money for it, A, and B, I'm going to do comedy. Then when my ex sees me, we're going to get back together. Get your hand out of my dick. That's not how it works.
Yeah. I think that's
actually what happened in real life, by the way. That's not, I haven't seen the movie. That's really what happened to this man. So
the way they present it in the movie is that she also lost. She was an athlete, and as they got older, she sacrificed it for family. It's all about how people are on autopilot and they forget who they are, and that's why I was like, I'm listening.
Yeah,
I'm listening. What is like people? So it was like
almost like what are your priorities in life, and what does it mean to make money over everything else? Like a movie called Good Fortune. Anyways, go ahead.
Fair enough.
Or like a movie like my number 6.
Yes,
Eternity.
Let's go. Eternity, number 6. Nice.
Table.
I knew that it would be tabled. I knew that it would be tabled.
Table. All right. Neri, what do you got for your number 6? Let me see if this works, because I have a little countdown clock.
All right. I can't see it, but okay, sure.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay. So my number 6, I'm debating whether or not it's going to be my number 6 or my number 4, but I'll go with what I have written down is Ballerina. from the John Wick movies, the John Wick ballerina movies. I love all the John Wick movies. I think each John Wick movie gets better and better than the previous one. And I would say Ballerina is up there with the last one, with the last John Wick movie. It is so fucking good. It is everything that you want a John Wick universe movie to be without it being a John Wick movie. It does have John Wick in it for like a hot minute.
A second, yeah.
And it's really fucking good, and it's really impressive. The story, there's an actual story. It branches out to show now you don't just see the table, and you don't just see John Wick, but you see there's other factions that go along, and there are factions that the table doesn't want to fuck with, and I thought that was really fucking cool. So yeah, Ballerina, man, my number 6 action movie. It is everything that you expect it to be and more as far as face value. It's an action movie, and it's a great action movie. So that's my number 6.
I like it was honorable mention. It was not. I'll say this. Keanu Reeves makes John Wick watchable to me. I don't know if you watched The Continental. Did anybody watch the prequel series, the 3-episode prequel series?
I tried DNF for the I think I got through like one episode. I just it was hard to watch. It's just slow. It's very slow. It's very slow.
It's trying to be so like something about the John Wick movies. Keanu Reeves is the John Wick movies to me. So it's hard. Like if they made a movie about Lawrence Fishburne or and they tried to make a movie, the show, The Continental. So the Ballerina, it's one of those again that I had while we were watching it, while I was watching it, I was like, I have to shut my brain off because this is just spectacle set piece, the through line, the connective tissue to the next spectacle set piece. It barely has to be anything of substance. I was like, yeah, it's a John Wick movie, man. Like let's go. And once I turned then I was like, okay, this is fine. This is great. Let's watch it and then bring it home. That's it.
I had a friend who's super male misogynist, and he was like, "You fucking watch Ballerina? She's fucking 20. She's 85 pounds, and anybody could." And I was just like, "It's a John Wick universe movie. Like John Wick would have died in part 1. That's it. There's no way of getting around that. Like, are you watching these movies for realism? Are you getting me You got to be fucking kidding me, dude. Come on, dude. John Wick will not survive part 1. It's so stupid. Like, get over yourself.
Is he the guy that like the robbers would have died in Home Alone? Like,
and
but it's just like, got 8 bricks to the face. What are you talking about?
But it's one of those things where you just go, one, it's an action movie. It's a John Wick universe movie. Just fucking enjoy it. And 2, they literally address that in the movie about how she's going to be smaller. She's always going to be the small one in a fight. Women are going to be the small one. You have to look for ways. It can't just be a straight up honest fight. You have to cheat. You have to do things to fucking, whatever. So they actually addressed your misogynistic fucking dumb mind. Yeah. Also, it's a John Wick movie. Get over yourself. Bullets. Yeah. You don't have to be that strong to be fucking to shoot bullets.
You just putting a thin lining in the middle in a suit jacket doesn't make you bulletproof. You know what I mean? Like relax, easy.
Yeah.
Also,
no, it's the
John
fibers.
Wick is
the fibers.
The fibers. It's that movie is all vibes, and the vibes are violence. So just go along with
jackets are made of Kevlar.
Number 6 for me is going to be another horror. It's going to be Weapons.
That's tabled for me.
Table. Okay. Yeah. So we'll wait for that one.
To be completely fair, it's my next one, so we can both talk about it.
Oh, so it's your number 5?
It's my number
Before
5.
we get into Weapons, all right, let's do it. We're at the halfway point. Let's all spit out our either honorable mentions or DNFs. Or do you want to wait until the end?
That's fine. We can do that.
Let's wait because I don't want to spoil anything.
I usually wait to number 2 because in case one of our honorable mentions makes it into the. Okay. So before we do number 1s, we could do our honorable mentions because by that time the chances of it,
that's fair. Yeah. Number 6, Weapons is your number 5.
We want to talk about. Hold on, real quick. If we want to go through our 6 through 10 right now, just to recap the 6 through 10. So, Mike, your 10 through 6. What do you have? Just to recap.
So I had Fackham Hall. I had as my number 10. Number 9 was Rental Family. Number 8 was Thunderbolts **. And number 7 was Is This Thing On? And number 6 is Weapons.
All right, Valdez.
I had Begonia, The Naked Gun, Companion, K-pop Demon Hunters, and Eternity.
I had as my number 10 was The Amateur with Rami Malek, Good Fortune with Aziz and Keanu, Code 3 with Rainn Wilson. I got to give the names of the people because I feel like these movies are so nobody watched them, so I feel like I gotta give that. Black Flag with Michael Fassbender and Kate Blanchett, and Ballerina is my number 6.
Number 6.
Right.
Yeah. So Mike Valdez with Weapons, number 5. What was your? I'll let you go first, and then I'll go. What was it that made it top 10 for you?
Well, first of all, for me personally, my top 5, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where it's like, okay, these are the best things I've seen all year, and they're the best things I've seen in a while. And I would even say Eternity is one of those as well. But really, it starts at number 5, and yeah, man, it was just a great movie. Just a classic comedian making a horror movie. Where it's just like, oh, I had, because a lot of people don't know that. What is his? Gregors is his last name. I know.
Robert Eggers.
Yeah, Robert Eggers. Yeah, like he used to be on a sketch team called The Whitest Kids You Know. And a lot of people don't know that, and quite literally, like Jordan Peele was in a sketch team called Key and Peele. Like, they make great horror movies. And there's a lot of familiar faces if you're into the improv comedy world. June Diane Raphael is in it, and there's a few other people. And of course, like, there's like, A-list actors as well. The actress from Ozark, who is outstanding. I can't remember her name right now. And
I'm sorry, it's not Robert Eggers, it's Zach Kreger.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was something similar.
Yeah. Robert Eggers is like the witch, and then like Nosferatu and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So Zach Kreger, yes, and Julia Garner's who I'm talking about is the star of it, and Josh Brolin is the male lead in it, and yeah, man, it's just a movie that is quite a lot like Barbarian, if you've ever seen it. Where
it made me go back and watch Barbarian.
Yeah, it's quite literally the same formula. It starts off a way, and then it ends a way that you did not see coming at all.
Well, I'll say this because it's my number 6 because I thought it was this. I saw this movie first, and then I went back to watch Barbarian, and then Barbarian gave me a different vibe, but I felt like Weapons did the different perspectives, like overlapping perspectives, better. It did it like, because they were more interconnected. The tissue, the connective tissue of the story was better in Weapons. And I will say this, that was one of those movies that I did go in blind. All I knew was the kids running. Like, I'd just seen, like, when I say go in blind, I knew nothing of the story. I just saw the visual of the kids running. And I was like, oh, interesting.
I think that's all they had. I think that's all they gave, right? That's for the
pretty much.
I haven't watched the movie, but that's all I know about it, is that something happens that makes these kids get up and run. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good diet plan, like a good fitness program for the kids.
I'll say this, the lady who plays the villain, the main villain, incredible. Again, like, owning the screen in a kind of like disgusting, like, she's very unappealing. Like, all of these hyper exaggerated characteristics were like not cartoonish, but very unreal. It's hard to put a pin on what it was. It's very disturbing. The whole movie had this energy.
And quite literally, a thing that the Academy Awards loves to do is to give beautiful women an Oscar when they've played someone ugly. And that's what happened with Amy Madigan, because if you look at this woman in this movie, you would not know that is the wife from Field of Dreams. Like, you would be like, that is the ugliest woman I've ever seen. Like, you're just like you would never assume that it was, just a pretty woman, but regardless, she's a phenomenal actress. Everyone that's in it is phenomenal. Genuinely one of the biggest.
Even Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin plays Josh Brolin.
Yeah,
You
to be
know?
fair, Josh
There you go.
Brolin
But he does
All
he
right.
does a
Brolin.
very good version of Josh Brolin. I'll say
He
that.
really
Well,
does.
that's why you go. Everybody's phenomenal. I'm like phenomenal. Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Let's back this truck up a little bit. Let's clarify.
If you're a fan of Josh Brolin being Josh Brolin, he is so Josh Brolin in this movie.
He's 100% pure Josh Brolin.
I will
That
say-
was number.
Last thing to say about this, the
Yes.
only and I'll say this about all my next 5. The difference between this one and Barbarian is there's a bit more of a social commentary. And that's why I like this one a little bit more.
It's
So.
great. It really brings it home. I'll say that. That's one of that movie lands hard. Good.
Mhm.
Neri, what was your number 5?
My number 5 is his number 6 is Eternity. It is such a phenomenal movie. I bought it. This is a movie that I bought completely going in blind. I saw who was in the movie. I saw the actors in the movie, and I bought it. I was on Apple. It was a purchase. I purchased it just knowing who was acting in the movie, not knowing anything about the movie. And then I remember, I don't know if it was a glitch in the system, or whatever, but there wasn't even a trailer for it. I was like, what? Why is this not a trailer for it? But I bought it anyway, and I watched it, and it was what Valdez, what you and I had said about this. I had seen right after the tragic murder of Rob Reiner, I went through a rabbit hole of watching his movies, right? Like a lot of us do. And I watched Defending Your Life because I had seen the documentary that he did called Defending My Life.
Yeah.
With
Albert Brooks.
What's it? Albert Brooks.
Yes.
So that it made me want to watch Defending Your Life. So I saw Defending Your Life. I rewatched Defending Your Life again. And as I'm watching Defending Your Life, I thought, man, I would love to remake this movie. How would I do it? Like, what would be the new crinkle, right? What would be the new wrinkle? What would be the new twist to it? Because it can't just be a shot-by-shot remake. And I said, there's a lot of these things, a lot of these gags don't work now. A lot of the gags on Defending Your Life don't work now because technology has just moved on.
Sure.
And then 2 days later, I watched Eternity, and I'm like, this is it. This is Defending Your Life with a new twist. But I love the deeper meaning to it. I love the it's do you which one do you pick? Do you pick that love of your life that was cut short because of existential situations such as war, or do you go with the true and tried, person who you were with? If you had to pick an eternity, like, would you pick an eternity with the person that you were madly, deeply in love with that died because of war, or would you pick an eternity with somebody who you've already lived, 50 years of your life with? Like, how does that, which one do you? I thought it was phenomenal. It made you think. And I love what I love about it is that there was no good guy and there was no bad guy. There was no obvious asshole.
Good.
This guy's the asshole. This guy is the great guy. There was no. Both of them had their flaws. Both of them, and there's a great scene where he goes, "I'm not perfect," because everybody keeps calling this guy perfect, and he's tired of fucking hearing that, and the pressure that puts on him, and he's like, "I'm not perfect," and then you find out that he is indeed not perfect. But he's still not a bad guy. There's no bad people in this movie, and there's no absolute great people in this movie. They're all shades of gray, and I think it's like not in a bad way, not like in I hit you, but I did it with love type of way. That's that, you know what I mean? There's like real good people here, and I thought it was great, man. I wasn't upset. When she made one choice, I wasn't upset, and then she went back to the other choice, and then she flip-flopped. Every time she kept flip-flopping, I was not upset. I was like, that makes sense. Your logic tracks. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. So I agree with everything that Neri said. The only thing that I will say is I have a personal thing with this movie. 2 of my picks, one of them I left as an honorable mention. 2 of my picks are rom-com-y type of movies that I liked.
Sure.
But they're very triggering because they are situations that I have been in real life. And the truth is, other than the fact that I did not die, I have literally been in a situation.
That was my next question.
Where a woman has had to choose between me and another person, and she flip-flopped over and over. So to me, the villain of the movie is Elizabeth Olsen.
Sure.
But that's because I have been in that situation.
Right.
So, but regardless, it does not mean that the movie is a bad movie or a movie that was not well written. I mean, it's my number 6 for Christ's sakes. Like it's a great movie. It's very, very well done. The only thing I will touch on that Neri didn't touch on, I assume just because of time, is just Divine is so freaking funny in this movie.
Best. The best.
Like,
she's the best, dude. She's the best.
She's
the best.
I gotta be honest with you, I never took this movie to be as good as you guys are. Like, I have not seen it. I just thought it was like, I don't want to see this. But
no, man,
what you're saying now is making me want to watch it.
The best comedies I saw this year were made by A24, and that's saying something.
Wow,
that's
pretty wild. That's pretty crazy.
And, but A24 making a religious comedy is pretty awesome. It's pretty. I mean, religious in the sense of like heaven and
afterlife.
Like where you're gonna, afterlife. Yeah. It's not really religious, but you know what I mean.
I'll say this. I'll give it a shot. That's honestly like the I don't know how else to I'll give it a shot because it sounds like it completely different than what I thought it was going to be.
I was so impressed. I was kind of bummed when I watched it because like I said, 2 days earlier I was rewatching Defending Your Life, and I was like, I want to remake this movie, rewrite this movie, and I'm trying to think of like what I can change about it to make it different enough to make it worthy of a rewrite. And then 2 days later, I watch Eternity and go, yo, they did it. They got it.
I would love that you even wrote on a note. I would love that you even wrote on a notepad. It should star Elizabeth Olsen and Miles Teller.
Miles Teller? That's a great. So that's good. Solid. That was your number 5 and 6. And our number 5 and 6 was weapons. My number 5. Here, hold on. Now I have this clock. My number 5. We'll say go. Is F1
table.
Okay, never mind. We'll go back to this. We'll take this away. Table. Mike Valdez
with the 4th pick.
Number 4.
Round 4.
I'm in no mood for your wives' crap. Let's get it on.
All right.
Bring it back to the old school. Number 4s.
My number 4 is another A24 comedy, Friendship. With this movie stars Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd. And this basically is a more like messed up I love you man, if you will. And it's just very much a Tim Robinson. If you're a Tim Robinson fan of the idea of like just a guy that just takes things way too far, it is about a guy that just doesn't have any male friends, and then he has a neighbor who's just a cool neighbor because he's Paul Rudd, and he's like, I will do anything to be this guy's friend, and you tend to find out the things that he would do to be this guy's friend and to stay his friend, and and then it's just. It's kind of it's just it has a lot of different beats because it's quite like Eternity, where it's like it's not only funny, like it's also dramatic. There's also parts where it's like a little scary. There's also parts where it's just weird and you don't know what's happening, and like that kind of thing. And I just really enjoyed this movie, man. I thought this was a really great comedy. Comedy is a very loose term, because like really the actual like straight comedy I saw this year was The Naked Gun. But I would say that like, for like, it's just a very punk rock comedy, of the sense of like it has like an indie feel to it with like an A-list actor and like a comedian that's like a new face, if you will, even though he's been around forever, like that everyone's that's in the zeitgeist at least. And yeah, man, just a good movie. I think that it's a high recommend for me.
I had seen the trailer. I forgot that movie existed. There's just too much stuff out there that little things get lost in the shuffle. I love these episodes because then I go back to my list. I'm like, oh yeah, I get it. Like because otherwise, I want to watch good stuff. I don't want to do like blind watches, and that's a small thing that's a small one that people may have missed or not given the credit because it was advertised poorly or whatever.
100%.
But what a interesting. Because those guys are insane. Tim Robinson is so funny, like absurdly funny, and Paul Rudd. I loved one of my like not even guilty pleasure. Like I love the movie Dinner for Schmucks.
Love that movie.
He's such a good. It's so Paul Rudd is like the ultimate straight man. Like
oh yeah,
he has the potential to be like the ultimate straight man, but he also has the potential to be like what was that movie where he played like a clone of himself?
It was a show. It was a show.
Yeah, it was a show. Yeah,
it was a Netflix show.
The Other Me, right? Or something like that.
About that. But he's Paul Rudd's so good. I'd watch him do anything. Tim Robinson is incredibly funny too. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid. So that was a number 4. Neri, what was your number 4?
My number 4 is Predator Badlands.
Table.
Okay. All right.
Table. Predator Badlands gets tabled for sure. My number 4, and I'm sure this might get tabled. I'm sure that's a dumb sentence. I'm sure this might. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets tabled. My number 4 is Sinners.
That's tabled.
For sure. Tabled. Yeah. Got it. I feel like that's gonna happen a bit here in the top. Let's go with
round 3.
3 is a magic number. Yes, it is.
I love these clips. Mike Valdez, what is your number 3?
This is really where the rubber meets the road here, because these next two I was fighting. And to be completely fair, in a lot of ways, they're very different, but they're about the same thing. One Battle After Another is my number 3.
It didn't make my list.
I'm actually surprised that it didn't make anybody's list. So, One Battle After Another. I love this movie. I thought it was great. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm just saying that, because there's a lot of movies that people haven't heard of, and I just wanted to let people know.
Sure.
And
in case if no one's heard of this Leonardo DiCaprio fellow.
Yeah. I was making fun of Neri.
I get it. I get it.
No, I know. So I don't want to give too much away, but it's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. I don't know what to tell you. It's quite like what you guys were saying about Steven Soderbergh, where it starts off in kind of slow and like if you're not in from the beginning, like you're just not going to be in. But the acting is outrageous. I think you know what? I'll actually read what I put on Letterboxd because it'll just make a lot more sense than what I'm saying. I wrote, Paul Thomas Anderson just knows how to make a movie. The performances are phenomenal. I can easily say that Chase Infinity, who's the daughter of Leonardo DiCaprio,
she was amazing,
is going to be the next big thing. Anyway, Merry Christmas. That was how I and you'll get that joke if you've seen the movie. But yeah, so
I won't put it didn't make my list. It's an honorable mention for sure, just because of the movement there was. Everybody was like, this is what seeing Leo be different than I like it was fine seeing him be like the whole revolutionary aspect of it felt very prescient. For the life of me, Sean Penn is Sean.
It's so funny that you're saying this because this is exactly what I wanted to talk about.
what give me your before I say what I'm going to say. You say your thing because I don't want to say anything.
My thing about Sean Penn is people are like, man, he knows how to play an asshole so well, and I'm like, maybe it's because he's actually an asshole. You know what I mean?
There's all these stories about him being an asshole, and he doesn't like how when some people don't. It bothers me when some people don't understand their own the joke of themselves. You're this crazy actor. You take yourself too fucking seriously.
Yeah.
Right. There's that. Bryan Cranston is also an amazing actor, and that motherfucker seems like a delight.
Yeah.
You don't have to be an asshole. It's like that clip of Robert Pattinson talking to J-Lo of all people, where he's like talking about being method, and it's like it's funny how people only are method when they're playing assholes.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Like,
yeah, pretty easy to
you
shake
don't
off
have to-
Dahmer. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like, come on, dude. So Sean Penn was off, but he played such a fucking shitty guy. All of the weird, like, white supremacist, like how crazy corny it felt very true to life. Like all of these, every white supremacist organization is like so fucking dumb.
Yeah,
They're just so corny. They just buy into their own corniness,
100%.
which made me like, yeah. I but also like Sean Penn, I did not like the character, but I also don't like Sean Penn. So it was like, ugh.
yeah. Well, and
But
to be fair,
I feel the other way around. Like I like Sean Penn's acting. Like I always like him in movies, but I know it's because he's an asshole and he plays assholes on movies. Like so,
Yeah.
like I like Sean Penn as an actor, that plays assholes. But I in the movie I was just like, oh, this guy's fucking give me the ick.
Yeah.
As the kids say, like he just gave me the ick. I will say I wasn't a bit. I didn't dislike this movie. It does not make my top 10. Did not make my honorable mentions. But I did not dislike this movie. But what I will say is I really enjoyed the end of this movie so much more than the rest of the movie.
The third act is the best part of the movie.
By far, it's like, okay, we could, all right, I'm all right.
It's a whole nother movie.
Why haven't we been doing this the whole time? You know, like,
show me this fucking crazy universe where there's like fucking another society of super uber rich people that they put fucking gas chambers like that. I'm like, okay, I'll watch. I want to watch this. This is the part that I want to watch.
Hey man, there's not a lot of conspiracy theory I don't believe anymore. I used to be like flatter. Yeah, fine. The Earth's flat, dude. Who knows? You know, like all this shit about like, there's billionaires that they have white supremacists and they gassed one of their. It's like, yeah, sure. That
but I just want to see that more. I want to see that. I want to see that more than the I guess the end, the third act. I don't want to disparage anything. I don't want to say anything negative about the movie because I don't feel anything negative about the movie. But my positive feelings all come from the third act. All my outwardly positive, oh my god, was all the third act. I was like, okay, that was
weirdly for me, the movie, which it might even be the beginning of the third act, where the movie was like, oh, this movie is phenomenal for me, was when they introduced Benicio del Toro. His character,
I loved Benicio del Toro.
He's the best character in the movie.
Here's like there's a thing that happens to me. A lot of Oscar bait movies, a lot of these like movies that get talked about, sometimes I feel they're like, oh, you're on the wrong story. The much more interesting story is the Benicio del Toro character.
It's the guy running a karate dojo hiding Mexicans underneath the floor. That's the story. Like
it's I was like, wait, why are we following this dirtbag guy around? Like, that's an interesting story. Like, and again, I'm sure there's a reason in the growth of the character and all this stuff. But Leonardo DiCaprio's character doesn't really change at all throughout the whole movie. He's just like some drugged out junk box, and he's just like an irresponsible guy. He got sucked into this organization. He wasn't really like good. I love competent people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it just wasn't great.
He did not leave. And he wasn't a rat. He wasn't a rat.
He wasn't a rat. You know, I guess maybe there's probably going to be some film bros that are going to be like, you missed the whole fucking point. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I did. It shouldn't have been so missable then. You know, like that's how I watched that movie.
So what do you? So that was your number 3.
That was your number 3. Yeah.
One battle after another.
What you got in there?
Sinners is my number 3.
Yeah, Sinners.
Ooh,
still tabled.
Right.
My number 3 is Frankenstein.
Nice.
Did anybody watch Guillermo del Toro?
DNF.
DNF for me.
Here's where I'm gonna film, bro. No, I get it. It wasn't for everybody,
bro. I was like, no, it's just so long. It's so long.
I'm just gonna say what Mike Mitchell from the Doughboys says: make my monsters ugly and make my Santas fat again. Like, stop making my Santas hot. Stop making my vampires like good looking. Like stop making monsters.
Well,
good looking.
Nosferatu was the ultimate ugly vampire. But no, so for me, I loved because I don't know, like again, and my wife and I had this conversation when we were watching it together. She loves Guillermo del Toro the person. Right?
Sure.
She loves the Guillermo del Toro the person. All of the Guillermo del Toro art,
the person she thinks he is.
Right, how he presents himself in public. Yeah. Guillermo del Toro, I love the dude. I got a chance to watch him speak. I got a chance to and I've DNF stuff, but I'm a Guillermo del Toro fan. I like his work. I think
So funny. This whole time you were saying Guillermo del Toro, and I swear to God, I thought you were still talking about Benicio del Toro, and I was like, "You've heard him speak? You've heard him? What the fuck are you talking about?" I was like, "What?" And then I was like, "Wait, was Benicio del Toro in Frankenstein?" Like I was so like in my fucking head that I was like, I saw a good hour of the movie. He wasn't in a fucking first hour of the movie, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
This movie.
I will. So here's the thing: Guillermo del Toro loves setting up visuals and having people like break down, like Hellboy 2, the featurettes, the special features in the Hellboy 2. That guy goes into detail about one set in one scene that is like maybe a minute and a half long. Like the detail that guy puts into the visual aspect of everything means something. If you're not watching, like if you don't know any of that stuff, it tends to just wear a little thin. Like it's like, I get that it drags. It could possibly drag, but I'm watching it like because I like him. So it's high on my list because I like Guillermo del Toro's style. I like Guillermo del Toro's way of filmmaking. I like how practical everything was. I liked how everything has a visual purpose. Like it's one of those things where in John Wick, you have to kind of go in knowing you're gonna see spectacular, unrealistic fight scenes. When I go into watching, yeah, it happens all the time. Bulletproof blazers or whatever. I go into Guillermo del with the intent to, I want to soak in all of the imagery. Is it realistic or believable? No, it's an entirely fictional, stylized world. But I loved all of the performances. I liked Oscar Isaac. Because again, it's based off the novel, not the Universal movie monster. Like the novel is from a feminine perspective. The novel's from a very like it's a capital R romantic movie, and it's like, yeah, Jacob Elordi doesn't look like the original Frankenstein, but they mentioned that they set up everything, and then they we talk about it all the time. Like if you set up a reality, you have to the movie has to stay in that reality the whole time. It can't, you can't break your own rules once you set them. So there's a scene in Frankenstein where he's proposing before he makes the monster. He's proposing it to the scientific community of that era. Because if you know anything about Victorian science, it was monstrous. It was horrific. And the scene where he reanimates parts of a body.
Yeah, that was great. That was fantastic.
Bro, that shit blew my mind. Like
great.
All of that was kept drawing me in, and all of the character relationships. I hated the same way I hated Sean Penn's character, and it made me stop watching. The opposite was true about Oscar Isaac. Like this guy's the villain, but I want to keep seeing how villainous he is.
That's the part that I was just like, oh, I don't like this guy. I kind of hope the monster gets him. And, yeah.
That's the point of the movie. The Frankenstein is not the monster.
The problem is that it did it too well that I just, as a viewer, don't want to watch this guy. My option is I could turn off the TV and not watch the monster anymore. And by the monster, I mean Oscar Isaac. I mean Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah.
So I don't have to And hurt people. So I get it. Your dad was a dick to you, but also I don't have to watch that, right?
Yeah.
That's fair.
That is a Guillermo del Toro thing where it's like, we get it. Your dad was the bad guy. You get it. You felt like a bad dad to your kids. We get it. Yeah.
Sometimes the real monsters are the humans involved.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my number 3. I loved Frankenstein. Visually, it was like art to me. I loved the visuals.
Yeah,
I
visually it was fantastic.
Amazing. And as it gets into the later parts of the movie,
I will go back and finish it. I will go back. I had planned to go back and finish it. I just haven't done that yet. But I have planned to do so.
because we watch a lot of stuff. That's one that I wish I had watched in the theaters, but it would have been a long watch in theaters. I watch long movies now, like a mini series, where I'll be like, I'm gonna set a timer for an hour, and then at the next scene, I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna do it. Like I plan intermissions in these long movies because it's like some people.
Our attention span is not there anymore, bro.
We're
phones
brain
are fucked
rotted.
up. Phones have fucked up our attention span for real.
Destroyed.
All right.
Destroyed us.
What is it? Number 2, Valdez?
Round 2.
Dose, the sequel to Uno.
I don't remember those being that long. Valdez, what's up? What's your number 2?
My number 2, we'll talk about it later. It's Superman.
Yeah, table.
I already know. We'll talk about it later.
My number two.
My number 2 is a 1. It's an F1, the movie.
Oh,
that is my number 2.
That's your number 2. That's high on the list. I put it at 5. Why do you have it at number 2?
Well, I went into the movie. First of all, I am a newly casual fan of F1 before the movie came out, watching the Netflix series
Drive to Survive. Yes,
Drive to Survive. So and again, I say I'm a casual because I'm not like the diehard. I did buy a Ferrari polo shirt that cost a lot more money than I care to admit. And I did start rooting. I did start rooting for Carlos Sainz because my last name is Sainz.
Oh, perfect! That's so good.
Yeah.
Nice.
But now he left Ferrari and he's at Williams and he fucking sucks now. So
it's
hard. It's hard.
Boo!
It's hard.
This alliance I've made only weeks ago. Boo! This new thing that I've made my entire personality.
Yeah, this is weird now. Anyway, so I went into it as a casual fan of F1, and the movie I thought was gonna be maybe at the level of like maybe let's say a Days of Thunder. Just to give another racing movie where the movie in its time, Days of Thunder did not age well, but in its time, Days of Thunder was a good movie, was a good action piece movie. Yeah. I thought that F1, the movie, was going to be that. Like, it's just going to be another racing movie. It's going to be another action movie. And in a way, it was. In a way, I was right. But the size of it was so big.
The scale,
and I saw the scale. There you go. Thank you. The scale of it was so big. The scale of the action was so big that while it was, yes, a great action movie, the scale of this action movie was so massive. I saw it in theaters. The fucking room shook, dude. It was just, this is the movie to watch in theaters was this. It was just the fucking sound of the engines, the sound of it was so fucking good. The story was really good story of a comeback story. It wasn't this, it wasn't this kind of like, oh, I'm the best around and you got to beat me. It was really an underdog story, but in a different way. It wasn't underdog because of talent. It was underdog because of the problems that F1 drivers face, which is the circumstances, which is financial backing, which is political gaining and bullshitting, and also on top of that, you get to a certain age, you can't do this anymore, bro. It doesn't matter how good you are. Fucking Father Time is undefeated, and you have to go out on and I thought that movie was fucking great. And I did not know that it was the director of Top Gun 2, Maverick. And I didn't. And when I was in the movie, I'm like, this is amazing. I did not know that Hans Zimmer was so fucking good, man.
This is one of those movies where when I saw, because I've been watching Drive to Survive since the beginning. I'm not an F1 fan because it's like baseball. There's too much going on to follow everything. There's like there's a lot. There's always like
there's 20 racers. There's 20 racers.
No, but what I'm saying,
it's the sport that has the least amount of fucking competitors.
No. Wait, let me fucking say why. Because it was hard to watch the actual races because you needed speed vision, or it's an international. Right. It's an international thing. More, it's like soccer. It's like football. It's not as big in the U.S. because we have NASCAR and whatever. That's our racing. But F1 is like this international thing, so it's harder to watch the actual races. When Drive to Survive, I love that. I love speed. I love watching all that stuff. I that's like the least the progressive that where I'm like, yeah, burn that fuel, burn those fossil fuels, baby. But it's spectacle. It's very elite science and technology and engineering. And so I was like, I was watching the Drive to Survive, and I loved honestly, the politics and the drama of it are also like next level crazy. So
yes.
So when this movie was coming out, and Apple basically was like, "Hey, we're gonna throw a mountain of money at this movie," I was like, and I knew it was the director of Top Gun Maverick. I was like, and I didn't know about Hans Zimmer until after I was in the theater. I was like, oh, Hans Zimmer, and I knew it was going to be one that I watched in the movies, and I'm so glad it was, because I was like, let this movie wash over me. There was like Brad Pitt being a crotchety old guy who used to have it was also. I'll go back and say my favorite F1 movies are Rush with Chris Hemsworth and Rush, and where it's all about Niki Lauda and I love that. And it's not that great, but I love it. Is Driven, which is the Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, it's such a bad movie. I love it.
It's terrible, and I love it.
Terrible. It's the
Days
best.
of Thunder also doesn't hold up. It's kind of weird, but it was like it oozes charisma. It oozes an energy. And this movie was like Javier Bardem playing the like
another guy that I typically don't like. I hate Javier Bardem. But it worked. He worked in this movie. It worked. It was
great. Yeah. I loved this movie. It was one of those movies that I saw in the theater, and it made me want to go back to the theater to watch more movies because it was that good. I was like, it's my number 5 because as a story, it was just a movie, right? It wasn't trying to be anything more than a movie. It wasn't trying to be a film. You know what I mean? It was trying to be a movie.
It didn't have any social commentary. It didn't have, which again, I'm not against movies having social commentary. A lot of my movies have social commentary. I'm saying it knew what it was, and it was the best at it. It knew what it was. It's like, I am an action movie, but I am going to be the best action movie you're going to fucking watch. And it's like,
I throw one punch, but I throw that punch hard as fuck. Like that's
real
that
fucking hard. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah.
That's a great number 2. Super solid number 2. That was my number 5. My number 2 is Predator Badlands.
Oh, yes.
Did you see it, Valdez?
Just saw it about a month ago. Oh, dude, it's so.
When I tell you that this movie, again, not what I was expecting going in. I didn't see it when it came out. I saw it afterwards. I was seeing interviews with Elle Fanning and whatever, and then I saw I saw the press stuff that you see on social media, and I was like, I'm going to give this movie a shot, thinking like I'm better than. I'm going to give this movie a shot. At the end, I'm tearing up over a Predator movie. Yeah. Bro, I got emotional at a Predator movie when I'm not just going to say he's like, I have my own clan, was like fucking bars, bro. Like,
drop the mic, Mike. Drop the mic. Yeah, it was good.
The mic. It was such a good finale. Oh, such a good. That movie brought it home. It was kicking it at full speed the whole fucking time. It was so good.
So I would say this. I wanted to watch that movie since they announced it. I did not watch trailers on purpose. I avoided trailers. I did not watch any of the interviews. I don't watch any of that. That's not my algorithm. My algo is not any of that. So I went in as blind as somebody could be for a Predator movie because it's a Predator movie. So you go in, you know about the Predator, right? You know about, and I am one of those people that subscribe to the idea, this is my opinion, that there has not been a bad Predator movie. I love all the Predator movies. Legitimately, unironically, I love, obviously, some of them are better than others. The ones that I will say are not great, in my opinion, are when they combine the
Alien
Xenomorph
versus Predator.
The Alien, Alien versus Predator. I think those are campy. Not to say that there's not a space for them, but legitimately solo Predator movies, there has not been a bad one. They're all been great in my opinion. The animated movie that came out last year was fantastic as well.
Okay, that's technically that was on my honorable mentions because I was like, I wanted to see Predator Badlands, but they were like, some Watkins mentioned the Killer of Killers. And I was like, that's the Killer of Killers. And it's like, he's like, it's an anthology. It's like 3 separate stories and it leads and it's like connected to like the same director did Predator Badlands. So it's kind of like good. All in the same that as one of the best. That's on my honorable mentions. It almost made the list, but I was like, I wanted to put them together, but I had to put Badlands at like almost number one.
The only reason I put Badlands and not is because I made a rule for myself where I'm like, I'm not gonna put multiple Predator movies, right? It's just the same. It's a thing. It's just a thing. Like
What a life we live that Predator. There are 2 Predator movies in the same year.
But it was such a great movie. Again, Prey is probably my favorite Predator movie.
Yes, great.
After Prey probably goes the original. Then after that, if we're gonna rank them, I would go with Predators with the whole when they're on the planet,
the island, or
it was a planet, or the planet full of predators and whatever. Anyways, Predator Badlands is fucking dope. It was awesome. I was the only thing I did not like going into it was the character design. I was like, I don't like, it's just ugly. Not ugly in a good way because they're all ugly, but like I just don't like the character design. But I quickly adjusted to it, and it was like, yeah.
I forgot. At a certain point, that's how good. Yeah. That's when you know a movie's good, when you're just in. You don't see the seams anymore. You're not seeing behind the magic. That's how good this movie was for me. It would be number one, but number one is so much like it's important to me.
It's number one.
It's not number one, but deep cuts. Oh, I love it.
Cuts,
oh man, I miss you, dude. I miss doing this, dude. But Predator Badlands, also Elle Fanning did a great job playing 2 separate roles.
So fucking good. She played such a great character and played such an evil bitch. It was amazing.
Great.
It's like, who would have thought that a woman could play 2 different roles while looking exactly the same, but act completely different than when you just saw them act. 5 minutes ago, you were so nice, and now you're very different. Who would have known?
This is the part I get into where because the Oscars and all of the film bros and all the Hollywood bullshit will not give certain genre films respect because they're genre films. But it is so much more impressive to me to watch Elle Fanning and the guy with the mask, the construction of how many different filmmakers have to go into making this a character that blends into the world seamlessly, that I believe to be real. Is
not only
so
do you
much
believe to
more
be real, but you actually end up caring about. So it's not I believe
was crying at a Predator. Yeah. That's more important to me than Emma Stone shaving her head. Yes. Right? Like, it's so much more important in terms of filmmaking for the collaborative effect to give you the idea that not only did I forget that this Predator guy, that when he turns and he's like, wolf. And I'm like, goosebump, like, yes, bro. You know, I'm rooting for this creature as the hero because the filmmaking as a whole is so good. But that movie will never get nominated for Best Director. That movie will never get nominated for Best Screenplay.
The fact that Prey didn't get nominated for anything, I'm like, oh, I give up on you guys. You guys have.
Was so good. Yeah,
watch Prey. That's done. It's a Predator movie that's done in mostly a fucking different language, in a Native American language, and you still feel the fucking feelings, and you go, I don't know what they're saying, but man, that shit is deep. And like, oh, fuck you guys, man. You guys.
All of the growth, it sticks to the road. Like, it's so well constructed. That director in the world of, I would trust that guy. Actually, you know what? I don't want to say, because I don't want to say that it applies universally, but I wish everyone who goes into IP gave the respect to the IP that this creator does, that this filmmaker does, because it does not take away anything from the Predator, what we love. It only makes it better because now you know, when you go back and you watch the first Predator, everything that has happened in all of these Predator movies feed into it. It's all connected. Yeah. It exists in the same universe. It's perfect for IP filmmaking. This guy has now. I hope James Gunn does it. I hope everyone James Gunn hires does it. I hope everyone coming into the MCU now does it. I hope it's like, that's the blueprint. Show respect to what came before you and add to it by creating a world that can contain these separate stories. And it connects the whole Wayland Yutani, the alien.
So good.
It connects it. Honestly, it connects it to Blade Runner. It connects it to everything.
Yeah, so it connects it to
everything.
good movies and bad movies.
Shots fired. I'm not going to take that bait. That's
Yeah,
the Tom
Runner,
Hardy
fuck you.
Fury
You're whack.
Road. That's bait.
That's bait.
All
right.
So let's do a recap real quick. So for the top 5 to 2, Mike, what did you have? What are your 5s through 2 before we get to the number 1s?
I have Weapons, Friendship, One Battle After Another, and Superman.
Fantastic.
Mark, what do you got?
Oh, I have F1, number 5, 4 Sinners, 3 Frankenstein, 2 Predator Badlands. What about you?
My number 5 started at Eternity. Then I had Predator Badlands, Sinners at number 3, and F1 at number 2. You want to go through honorable mentions?
Let's do some honorable mentions real quick, Mike. What have we not talked about that you don't think is going to be number 1 on our lists, but that you want to bring up?
The thing that I want to bring up is my other rom-com that was triggering for me that I was going to be my number 10, which is Materialists. It's an A24 rom-com.
DNF. That was a wife watch.
Yeah, another one of those movies that I lived, unfortunately, where this girl was deciding whether she wanted to be with the rich guy or the guy that treats her well but just doesn't have money. And I bet you can't guess which one I am.
Which one did she choose? Which one did she choose, Mike? Which one did she choose? Don't keep us in suspense. Let us know which one did you pick.
It's quite literally the only movie that I've ever seen where I was the only person in the theater, but when it ended, I said "fuck you" to the screen and flipped it off.
Yeah,
because I was like, "That's not real life," because I've lived it. But anyway, that's enough of information about my actual life that you need to know about. But it was still a movie that did some things that I was impressed with because it wasn't a traditional rom-com in a lot of ways. And I just genuinely just liked Chris Evans in it. I thought that he was really good at being Chris Evans, if that makes any sense.
All right. What else?
We'll rapid fire these.
Yeah, the only other thing, and I was gonna put it in here, it's just I didn't know whether to say that it was a TV series or not because it's a 2-part documentary and it was called Pee-wee as Himself.
It's a good one. That was a good doc. That was a good doc.
Yeah. So yeah, those are my honorable mentions.
Mike, what did you got for your honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. I'm gonna go through. Well, first I want to say Tron Ares can go fuck itself. What a garbage movie that was.
It looked good. It looked great.
It looked good and it looked fun, but it was just like the opposite of what a Tron movie should be. It was so terrible. And Jared Leto, stop putting him things.
Did you like part 2? Did you like the second Tron movie?
Yeah, I loved Legacy.
Okay, just want to make sure. I was just asking.
Yeah. I really like Legacy. Also, Daft Punk. The Nine Inch Nails soundtrack was good, but the Daft Punk soundtrack was so much better. Here's my wife. I'm going to give you my wife watch list because these are movies that I would never watch. I would never choose them on the list, but I got exposed to them because of my wife. The Materialist is one of them. There's one called Shell about there's like a bunch of horror things about being beautiful and like turning white, like getting the substance made a bunch of that. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. That was anxiety inducing. Regretting You, wife watch. All That We Love is a wife watch that made my wife ugly cry, and it's about dogs and attachments to them, and it's bad. It's rough. Oh, What Fun, Christmas movie with Michelle Pfeiffer. Would have never watched it. The Housemaid, I ended up finishing catching the end of it because it's definitely different than what I thought it was going to be. The one with Sydney Sweeney and whatever that girl. And another wife watch was
Sydney
Downton.
Sweeney and the girl who is not Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, I forgot her name. Amanda Seyfried, that's who it was.
Yeah, boobs and eyes. Those girls.
Boobs and eyes, big and round. The Downton Abbey, the grand finale. That was another wife watch for my honorable mentions. Oh, and another one called Drop, which I ended up watching. The whole thing was about a murder mystery set in like in a restaurant or whatever, where someone's airdropping stuff.
Oh yeah. I didn't see it, but I know of it. Yeah. Airdropping.
And another one that would have made my list but I had too many. Was one called Relay with what's his name from from the night of
Bien conocido. Bien.
Riz Ahmed and the it was great. It was about a guy. It's a super corporate espionage, super spy thing. It's called Relay. It was great. I loved it, but it didn't make my list. Anyway, honorable mention.
Honorable mentions for me. We talked about Thunderbolts already. The Accountant 2 was the last one to get knocked off my list. And Heads of State is a Prime movie that is actually good. That sounds like an oxymoron, but it's I think it was made for Prime. I think Prime was a studio. I believe Prime was a studio that made it. It stars Idris Elba and John Cena. It is actually good. Again, I watched this movie the same way I watched The Amateur, where I'm like, okay, give me the hot garbage. I just want to watch the hot garbage. And it was actually good. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then the two other people that I talk about that have seen it, the only two other people that have seen it that I talked to about it, they said the same thing to me. They go, hey, you know what movie's actually good? And I'm like, that's the way the movie started. It was actually a good, again, it's an action movie. It is
actually
what it is,
good.
but it's actually good. And Christie with
round, big and round. Sydney Sweeney.
Christie, which is a phenomenal movie. It's based on a true story. I've followed this true story since the 90s when it was unraveling. So when it was happening, as a sports fan, I knew about this movie, about Christie, the first female boxer, the first female boxing champion. It's great. The movie's fantastic. She actually does acting in it, which is very different than what she normally does, because I've never seen her do acting in it. She does actual acting in it. And again, going back into the making beautiful women, not unbeautifying them to make them good actors.
Is it as good as I, Tonya?
Yes, it's on par. It's on par.
On par with
It's like that level of. It's that level of like, oh, this is the same I, Tonya, another movie based upon a real true story, but I, Tonya, there's more room for like what ifs, right? This movie, there are no what ifs. They have like this happened. This is not. And I will say the one movie that did not make my list that I wish if this would have been a top 11, I would have made this movie my top 11, my number 11. And I don't give a fuck. It's unapologetic. And Anaconda with fucking Paul Rudd.
Is it good?
Oh yeah.
Is it
so
good?
It was fun.
That
movie's really fun.
I thought that movie was
fun.
gonna suck. I thought movie was gonna suck. I'm like, what the fuck? And it didn't. The critics did not love it, but the review, the people did. The people love it way more than the critics. It was, Mike. The last time I remember watching a movie by myself. By the way, I'm not watching with anybody else, and actually cackling was 22 Jump Street. That was the last time that I watched
Anaconda. That's the thing. We've known each other long enough where if you're saying that
Anaconda got me cackling twice. Anaconda got me cackling twice out loud where I'm like, that's fucking, because again, as a comedian, I and again, when you watch, like you said, Mike Valdez, what you said earlier about watching movies in a communal setting with comedies, especially, right? Because comedy is laugh bombs. I throw out those laugh. You know what I mean? It's laughter is contagious. But when you're watching something by yourself in a room by yourself and it makes you laugh out loud, you're like, oh, that's fucking good. Anaconda was good, man.
The last time I cackled at something by myself was this movie that I thought you were going to talk about, which is the movie with Dave Bautista and what's the guy that plays Aquaman?
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
Have you seen that movie? The movie's actually very funny. It's actually very good.
And it's funny and it is good. Yes, those two movies, I would say that one and Heads of State, because they both include wrestlers. You're right, but I like both those movies, man. They were both enjoyable.
I actually laughed.
They knew what they were.
I laughed at this joke in that movie where Jason Momoa goes to Batista and he goes, "You're bald," and he goes, "Yeah, well, you're fat," and he goes, "Yeah, but I can lose weight." Like, I thought that was the funniest thing. I was laughing by myself in my room at that. I was like, "Yeah, I can lose weight."
We gotta keep going. Oh, I think Neri froze. We gotta get into our number ones. I will say one more thing that a shout out to honorable mention. It's a 2-part docuseries. The 99-Year-Old Man, the Mel Brooks documentary.
Oh yeah,
Yes, that was a good one too.
Incredible, but it's not a movie.
Sure.
Let's get into it.
Round 1.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back.
Do it. Do it. Come on. Come on.
Number 1,
Right,
Mike Valdez.
Let's talk about it, gentlemen.
1.
Sinners. Let's talk about Sinners.
Yeah, Sinners.
So good, man.
What a great movie, huh? I have 2 reviews on my letterbox because I saw it twice in the theater. One was just the words "my God" is the first review. Okay, the second review that I have, I want to read verbatim for you. It says, and I wish that a review like this could get on the poster. It says, seeing a man tell a woman that he wants to taste her after she's walked miles just to see him is the hottest thing I've ever seen in 70mm film.
There's a lot of horniness going on. I will say this. Haley Steinfeld was like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
That one line, I don't even want to say it. Like, I feel like shy. Like, oh my God.
This
it was
movie
like
is sexy.
So good.
It's like, it's everything. It's scary. It's sexy. It's like, it's moving. Like one of the most moving things I've ever seen this year or last year was in this movie, which I guess we could talk about it now. Is the music scene where he's playing the song for everyone. And you start to see all the different cultures of music throughout the history. Like, dude, I was crying in that scene. It was so good. Like, just amazing. And to go off on Neri's point, because he talked about women, the fact that a man can play 3 characters is just like a man. You know, like you have to be the same guy and play 3 characters.
I'm gonna give you a devil's advocate, not because I think the movie was bad, but because this goes in line with the reason why it's getting a lot of. It's a genre movie. It's a vampire movie. It's just a horror movie.
100%.
It's not.
It's not just. I don't want to say. I'm not saying just.
I will say this: the story is not complex. The execution of a simple story is what makes it really. It's not a complex story. There are many complex. It's a one-nighter. That all of this shit takes place in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So the story itself ties together a lot of separate stories. But it's not, the story itself is very like, here's what's happening in this little bit of time. And when I was watching it, I was like, how good. So this is to me a Ryan Coogler, a testament to Ryan Coogler. Not everybody doing an amazing job. And Michael B. Jordan did an amazing job playing the characters separately. But the fact that they could pull off, Ryan Coogler was able to pull off, because it could have come off like shit.
Yeah,
a twin story, it could have come off like shit. The execution is so. This is the Predator Badlands,
man. Like even the way it looks, like they're with all the tricks, like they're passing a cigarette, they're dapping each other. Like it is unreal the way that they make it look like it's 2 separate people. It's ridiculous. Like it looks so good. Like
I will say,
and you believe it. Like you believe the fact that it's 2 separate people, even though we know that's clearly Michael B. Jordan, one of the best looking people on the planet.
100%.
It's such a weird thing that we like, oh no, that's Smoke, no, that's Stack. And then we do like it's such a
it's lower on the list for me because it does. There is a moment where they show the vampires doing music, the Irish, like it has a parallel to it, like it shows like this other separate thing,
the history of Mumford and Sons and all that stuff.
But I do think that this a lot of this, like the technical, I'm not going to shit on the Sinners. It's an incredible movie. If anything, I'm nitpicking things.
It's fine. It has 16 Academy Award nominations. It's okay.
I'm not. They don't care about my opinion.
But it did not get a Mercadal award.
Yeah,
it did not get a Mercadal. It's number 4 on my list. It's on my mountain. If you want to put it that way,
it's a good
of 20. Yeah. So, but I will say it. The one thing is I have to give it credit for all it did. The one thing is that it at a certain point it is a vampire movie. But an incredibly well executed vampire movie, And once everything starts to unravel, it's an action movie. You know, like it had a lot of elements to it. It was like a complete cinematic experience. Yes. And I think the execution elevates it beyond. It's like greater than the sum of its parts. I'll say that. That's that's how I'll say it. It's on paper, it's like, yeah, it's a twin movie. It's vampires. It's got music. It's a it's a commentary on the sharecropper Jim Crow era, like all of that. And also, I will say this: the most interesting story never gets addressed. Native American vampire hunters. The indigenous Where's that movie, bro?
Yeah.
I want to see that.
I disagree with you on the fact that it's greater than the sum of its parts, because the parts are all fucking amazing.
I think
like
so.
Everything that you're describing, I think all these parts are amazing. It's like the equivalent of saying, like, look at all the parts that a Ferrari is made out of, and it creates a Ferrari. Like, yeah, but those parts are really fucking good. Like, those are really good parts that you're just creating. Like, all these amazing actors that are fucking top of their game, which, by the way, so fucking happy. For years, I've had this conversation with my friend Don Gray, and we've talked about, like, who would you put on your mountain of black actors? Like, specifically, he asked me this question, and I said Roy De Lindo, and I said that 5 years ago.
Delroy Lindo?
Yeah. I love him so much. I love the fact that he's now, I don't know about now, because everybody who's known about him knows he's been great. It's not like but just now it feels like now people are finding out about Brandon Fraser. Like, no, but he's been great. Like, yeah. But let's reaffirm that. Let's reaffirm the love for the Lindo, because he's so good. But all these parts are amazing. The fact that you're talking about, like, it's a vampire movie. I don't even see it as a vampire movie. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying when I think of Sinners, I don't think of it. The first thought doesn't come to me as a vampire movie, even though it very much is. I don't see this movie as a vampire movie. I don't see it as a horror movie, even though it truly is. I do see it more as a sharecropper story about what black people had to do during that time in America, how they try to make their money, how they try to take their own place, how to
have their own thing. Create their own environment.
Create their own environment, create their own thing with the blues, and then white people go, oh, we'll come and take that too. Like, all of that. And again, I am not a fan, by the way, of blues music. I'm just it doesn't move me. But fuck, if that scene that Mike was talking about didn't move me, and I'm like, oh shit, this is so good. You are right. The execution is top tier, but everything else involved is also top tier.
It's on my list. It's my number 4. Yeah. I'm being exclusionary beyond the fact that I'm just like, because I'm wrapping my head around a lot of the stuff that, again, like the movies, like when Interview with the Vampire came out, and that, like, what I'm saying is that every other genre film, like, it's a vampire movie, but it's not the vampire movie or horror. Like, that doesn't limit its ability to create these amazing things. This is a perfect example of that. Like Frankenstein, like even what was the comedy, like Fackham Hall, and like other performances that like these things are all Predator.
Yeah, it's just
Predator Badlands.
You could be a genre movie, a quote unquote genre movie. It doesn't limit you from being a really good movie.
Yeah,
period. Like,
it shouldn't get discredited. It shouldn't get discredited because it's not a drama. Like when Emma Stone won for Poor Things, that is what I heard one actor describe it. They called it a piggy role because you can just wallow around in the muck. And I thought the best performance that year was Anatomy of a Murder, which is Anatomy of a Fall. I'm sorry. Where it's that this woman is playing a real person, and at the end of the movie, I have no idea whether she's a murderer or not. With all of the nuanced acting that she's doing, I think that's a much more respectable performance than someone going blah 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 blah. You know, it's like, oh, she's crazy. It's like, yeah, anybody could do that. Not everybody can do it well, but like there's the performances in sci-fi, in fantasy movies. Like they deserve the credit.
You're going off of the system now. You're going off of the system. And I'm with you.
That's my thing, Nary. I go against systems.
I think just real quickly, I wanted two real quick things. One, I just wanted to say to kind of give not credit to Mike, but just to kind of like ease what Mike is saying here. It's the movie is quite like a painting where when you look closer at it, it's made of dots. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But from behind, it's this picture, it's this portrait. But then you look closer and you're like, oh, this is actually so many things I didn't see the whole time, you know, because like
Right.
it's not only about that, like it's also about a guy who plays in church and his dad doesn't want him to play real music, and then he goes off and plays real music and then realizes that he's possessed by the devil and breaks the guitar at the fucking end of the movie. Sorry, spoiler alert, but that's like it's about a lot of things. It's not just about, you know, vampires and, you know, sucking the life out of you and all that stuff, but it also is about that. So
Every genre is a platform for storytelling. The genre shouldn't discredit the ability of those performances to move you, right?
That, which is the prime that what you just described is the prime reason why I get very upset when people discourage or discount animated movies as quote unquote real
100%,
movies.
100%.
And they go, oh, it's that's not a real
It's for
movie. I'm like, what are
kids.
you fucking talking about, dude?
Yeah.
Like anyways, yes.
Anyway,
The only
we
other
got,
thing
like,
I
that's
was- The only
yeah.
other thing I was going to say was this movie is nominated for 16 Academy Awards. Do we think that that is the award?
What do you mean?
The fact that it's even nominated?
The fact that it's nominated 16 times and it broke records, do we think that is the award that it's going to get and it's not going to get any awards?
I don't think it's going to get any awards because I think I am convinced that the system, it just likes the smell of its own farts. They like
agree.
that movie with Emma Stone, where she was the movie that Mike just talked about.
Begonia?
Poor
no,
Things.
the other one. Poor Things. I tried watching that movie. I couldn't get
It's
through
the
it.
same
And
director as Begonia.
I literally thought, as I'm watching Poor Things, I go, "Oh, this makes sense why it was nominated." I can't
Yeah.
stand it. I hate it. Like it's trash. But it's
Yeah.
it's like trash pretending to be art, or it's like art pretending to be trash. I don't know which one of those things. And I'm just like, it's not my thing. But yeah,
It's
I
not
don't think
my thing.
I don't think it gets. I don't think it wins. But if there's a fair and just world, I hope Ryan Coogler wins, only if only because it would help him. Not that he needs it, but it would help him to make more movies. Again,
Yeah.
not that he needs it.
I think
the
about
industry's
all of the
already on
movies
alert.
I think about all of the movies by black filmmakers that didn't get made that could have been sinners, that
Yeah.
could have been great, and people discredit like how much, you know, like it's one of those things where like black cinema is always viewed as like black exploitation. It's like, no, there needs to be real, and it can't just, it's not always just slave film, you know, like if you give other people other than white European descendant wealthy white people the ability to make movies, man, you're going to get a variety of opinions and perspectives and execution methods and strategies about storytelling that resonate with people without being gatekept by white European, you know what I'm saying? White men,
All right.
old white men. Anyway,
All right.
number one,
So-
that was a great number one. I mean, look, we're talking about it for 20 minutes, so it's like a good number one.
Yeah.
Neri, what was your number one? Because I feel like we're sharing.
My number one is the most rewatched movie that I've watched in easily 2025, but I would prefer to say I've rewatched this movie. It's Superman. I fucking love Superman.
Yeah.
I loved everything about this movie. It moved me to tears, legitimately. Like
Same.
truly, really and truly, it moved me to tears. The social commentary above that, the fact that it got so much stupidity from conservatives before the movie even came out. Like, stop making Superman woke. Is like, oh, tell me you haven't read a comic without telling me you haven't read a comic ever in your fucking life, you dumb motherfuckers. And everything. I love the fact that everything that James Gunn did in this movie, from showcasing a superhero movie without it being an origins movie, without it being an origin story, was phenomenal. Showing us Mr. Terrific, which this movie was damn near a Superman and Mr. Terrific movie, was so good because Mr. Terrific, a hero who never gets talked about, who barely ever gets talked about, he was in Arrow, he was in the Arrowverse for a little bit, but they do it so much better here, and it's just the fact that kindness, the message of kindness being a superhero, being that's the new superpower. Kindness is a super like that. Just moved me, man. It moved me.
There's not a lot of movies that make me want to be a better person.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I was watching this movie and I was like, I felt joy at the idea that other people would also see this and try to be good. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
there is a genuine lack of kindness in the world, and to watch a movie where, like, I think we fucked society by trying to redeem villains and make them sympathetic.
Yeah.
Like, villainy, like, just because you have, like, there are plenty of people who have sad childhoods that don't turn into murderers. You know what I mean? There are plenty of people we can't, like, there was such a weird energy about, like, reclaiming certain villains and making a sympathetic villain that it creates a lot of the stuff that we see online right now where, like, oh, the Empire is fascist, unite America. But there are people who are like, the Empire did nothing wrong. Thanos did nothing wrong. Hey, I get, like, you don't understand media literacy. I get that you don't have media literacy, but that's going to make it bad in the world. So to have something like Superman, and then I saw so many, you want to know, and I tell you this is what makes me emotional, because I saw it in Detroit as well by myself. I was on an assignment. I was working in the labor movement, trying to organize a hospital to unionize.
Back when you had a job.
Back when I had a job. Ironic. But I was on a project. It was just a project, short term. But I was out there, and when I left the movie theater, how many people were holding the door for each other? I was like, this movie is about, like, it was such an important, because that's what Superman was about, fighting fucking Nazis. It was about a young Jewish kid feeling oppressed in the world. Like all of the stuff that superheroes are about fighting oppression. So whenever everyone was talking about how, oh, Henry Cavill's the best Superman, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hey, I get the performance was good. But the idea of Superman is to be a good person. If you have all the power in the world and you're a god, to still be good is the point. Right? That's the power fantasy.
I remember, being a unapologetic and self-proclaimed Snyder fan, which is not what it means to the universe. I just like Snyder movies. It doesn't mean that I'm that guy that hates everything else. I hate the fact that that's become that.
Yes.
Right? Like, if you say I'm a Snyder fan, people automatically assume that then you hate James Gunn. Like, no, that's not what that means.
You don't have to pick a side.
You don't have to pick a side.
You could just like things.
You can like everything. It's such a weird thing. You can like all of the things.
I can like a lot of things.
So I'm a Snyder fan, and I'm a big fan of Henry Cavill as Superman. I wish he would have gotten more of a chance to expand on his role, right? With that said, I'm watching this movie, and my review of it, when my friend asked me, what'd you think? I said, it's the most Superman movie Superman has ever been. It's the most Superman, even more so than the Christopher Reeves. It just gives off this aura of hope, which is what Superman is supposed to be. He's that cheesy, corny fucking Cub Scout. He's that guy. That's the guy. And we try to make him cool, but in reality, the reason why he's cool is because he knows he's a nerd and he's okay with it. And he helps people regardless. And he helps people that would not help him in return. He helps people that would not hold the door for him, but he would hold the door for him. That's the fucking magic of Superman. I've said this for 1,000 years on this podcast and everywhere else I can imagine. People will go, "Oh, Superman's your favorite superhero," and I would say yes, but not for the reasons you might suspect. It's cool that he flies. It's cool that he's strong. It's cool that he does all of these things. It's cool that he has heat vision. All of this, I love all his superpowers, but I am a fan of Superman, and Superman has always been my favorite superhero, with the exception of middle school when it was Wolverine. But he's always been my favorite superhero because of the things. Because he has all this power and he chooses to help people. Yeah. That to me is his superpower, and it's always been his superpower. Is like the fact that he could be a god and he doesn't rule over us is what makes him special.
It's because also he was raised. That's the aspect of like becoming more than what you were born to be. In this movie, he realizes that he held on to this idea. This is another thing that was very precious. It was very obvious to me that people lost, is that when he found out that his history was based on wrong information, he sought out to change his perspective, not force the wrong thing onto others. Right? He learned that his parents had sent him to Earth to take over, but because of the fact that he was raised by kind and good people, he was like, that's not what I want to be. I was wrong. I'm going about my understanding. I'm going to change my understanding to continue to find ways to be good and make it okay by learning who my real parents were and not putting weight on this idea that ended up being fake, right? Like once you're wrong, once you realize you're wrong,
like once
if you continue
realize
to do it,
that the ideology that you had was incorrect, like if you voted for somebody who you thought was going to be good but is actually really bad and evil and every sense possible, you could. It's okay to
Name
change your mind.
names.
It's okay to release the list.
The whole thing, bro. That's the thing. Media literacy is so dead that you can't even mention it. Like it's like, oh, that's like it's woke to change your mind when you learn you're wrong.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
That's
crazy.
It's crazy. But this movie was all about
so good.
The humanity of Superman.
Yes,
and
that scene almost broke me, dude. That scene when he says, "I'm more human than you," like that scene almost broke me. I was like, "Fuck, yes, dude." And again, it's so weird because they lowered his power down. He's not a god in this movie. He's not like you know what I mean. And there were still some flaws. I still don't understand how the nanobots did not suffocate him. Whatever. We're not gonna get into the specifics. Whatever.
Yeah.
But the fucking fact that. Like, oh man, it was just good. It was so good.
It's number one for a reason.
I wish Hawkgirl was more involved. That's my one critique on it would be, or one of my critiques would be like, I wish Hawkgirl was more involved. And
this is where the going against the system comes in because he's expected to build a universe, right? He's expected to build a cinematic universe, which you can see all of the pieces coming together. But again, I'm a big believer in that movies should be self-contained. I love the MCU, but that's over now. Tell me, movies should be TV should be TV, and movies should be movies. If you can't tell me a contained story then it should be a TV show. If you can't keep it into one single thing, and you have to split it up and make it a TV show. If you're gonna show me a movie, give me a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that
it's great, man.
That's the system. But that's the only flaw in Superman is that it's part of this bigger. I would have loved to have seen, like, again, all of these pieces represented, but the character of Superman drove the whole movie. The relationship that he has with humanity, with Lois Lane. What a perfect Lois Lane.
Yeah.
He deserves better than Lois Lane, but whatever, that's fine.
I mean. That's fair.
She's a perfect Lois Lane. Don't get me wrong.
Perfect.
She did really well, Lois Lane. However, I, as a person, as a being, should not have to convince you for you to love me. I should not have to fucking be selling myself to you to love me. You should just love me. I shouldn't have to save you, and I shouldn't have to go save a dog for you to be like, hey, he actually is a good guy. Fuck you. Fuck you.
He's starting to understand the plots of eternity a little more.
Go to therapy. Go to therapy.
That's the connection to the story. That's the story connection, though. You're saying that about the character.
Yeah, I'm saying that about the character. Go to therapy, Lois. Go to therapy. Get your shit together because she has to I don't know. I'm such a maverick and I'm so independent. All right, fucking lone wolf. Go get your shit figured out before you go into a relationship. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm excited
to see Superman. He's literal Superman. He's not good enough for you. He's not fucking good enough for you. Literal Superman. Okay, whatever, bro. Whatever. Okay. He's good. Okay.
I will say that you're starting to sound like Mike Valdez talking about materialists.
Well, I'm playing it up.
You sound like this is deeper. This is starting to sound pretty personal. This is about you.
And then he loses weight. He loses weight, and it's still not enough. No.
What movie is this? What movie are we talking
about? What? No, it's anyway. Go on.
Oh man, what a good. So let's see. I'm gonna give you a rundown real quick. Top 10 movies of the. We'll clip this later to be posted for social media content because our lives are run by algorithmic AIs. Here we go. Mike Valdez, what was your 10 through 1?
I had Begonia, The Naked Gun, Companion, K-pop Demon Hunters, Eternity, Weapons, Friendship, One Battle After Another, Superman, and Sinners.
Nary, go.
I had The Amateur, Good Fortune, Code 3, Black Bag. Number 6 was Ballerina, Eternity, Predator, Badlands. My number 3 was Sinners, then F1, the movie, and my number 1 movie of the year is Superman.
That's right. My 10 through 1. 10, Fackham Hall. 9, Rental Family. 8, Thunderbolts, asterisk. 7, Is This Thing On? 6, Weapons. 5, F1. 4, Sinners. 3, Frankenstein. Starting to sound like the movie phone guy. 2, Predator, Badlands.
That's what I thought you were doing.
And 1, Superman. I was just doing announcer voice. I'm like, oh, that's the movie phone. Hey, Gen Zers, ask
Superman,
your parents about movie phones. Yeah.
For number 2, for Superman, press 2. For
PG-13.
Number 5, F1, rated R. You know I'm right. That was
when you would hear a
That's
trailer, and when you would hear the trailer, I'm Brad Pitt. Like,
the quality through a telephone. Guys, this was just a joy. Thank you so much. We're gonna be let's do this again sometime.
We're back, baby.
Mike Valdez, thank you. Is there anything you'd like to plug before we go?
No, you can just follow me on Instagram at Mike Valdez. It's been on my it's my handles here. And you can go to thekidfromup.com if that is something that it suits you. You can see my shows and all the other stuff that you need.
Great.
Go to wicked.com too.
Go to wicked.com as well. Try to get my job back.
Everything is whatwashisname.com. That's what.
Yeah, that's right.
Everything is
Follow
down
me
there.
at Mike Mercadal on everything. At WUBro Pod on everything. It's also down there somewhere.
That's right.
We appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much. And give us and if you're watching this in the comments, give us your top 10. Give us your thoughts on Fight With Us because we need algorithmic engagement.
Let's go. Did we miss any movies? Let us know if we missed any movies. Let us know what movies you would watch that you saw that maybe we didn't mention, and let us know how wrong we were about any of our movie picks. Let us know.
All of it.
Thank you for checking us out, man. We appreciate you. We love you, and that's how winning is done.